You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel.
It's a beautiful day, Rebels.
Sunrise on the horizon.
How the heck are ya?
Blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan.
Bright and early new dawn.
Headline every story. Get your morning some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup, used to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning show you need to know. Join us on this daily ride.
Oh my
with your
gosh.
morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied.
Oh my god. Hey! Ha! Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate, and this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, The Morning Sky. Thank you so much for being here. It's a beautiful day to be alive, a beautiful day to be American. Man, nothing says America like bombing a school full of children. You know, I was watching, you know what I watched last night? It was Monday night last night, and I was watching the Sunday broadcast of John Oliver last night. And man, I've been talking about USAID and PEPFAR. I mean, when you guys watch these shows, you must be bored because I feel like he's just telling my jokes at this point. The guy is telling my jokes. Okay, I tell them over the course of like 6 months, maybe a year. I've been talking about these things. But if you watch my show and then you go and watch John Oliver, it's like you already know about all of these things, about PEPFAR and all of the stuff. I have, right? Yes, I've been talking. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Indeed. I'm on island time. Ah, man, I'm not on island time. Honestly, I know you miss me when I'm cooking up my coffee in the morning. I try to start on time, but then every single day, what happens is I'm like futzing around with my computer, making sure that everything works, making sure that all of the live streams are pointed the right direction, make sure that everything is properly maintained, that the microphone will work. I still get it wrong, and yet I'm sitting there like making sure. You don't understand. You don't understand what it's like being me all alone, working in this little room, trying to bring joy and light into your heart. I hope that you will finally someday realize how much I care for you in this community, how much I just want you to wake up and put your critical thinking caps on, take off the pedo cap, put on the critical thinking cap, and let's have something happen, Let's make a world worth living. Let's make something happen. Yes, usually it's IT shit. Yes. Futzing, yes, futzing around. That's right. You got it. Indeed. Putzing around or futzing around. Yeah, it's funny. When you grow up in America, you get all sorts of fun little pieces of other languages. And if you pay attention and you learn those languages, you later learn that all those little cutesy words you learned from other languages aren't so cutesy after all. But you know how it is. You saw lollygagging. That's what we call it. We call it lollygagging. Indeed, lollygagging. Gagging on the lollipops. Well, Donald Trump says the war is going to be over soon. Mission accomplished. George W. Bush on the aircraft carrier right after we bombed the shit out of Iraq. Saddam Hussein. Oh, no, was it Iraq? Afghanistan? Who could keep track? Right after we bombed the shit out of the Middle East. Saddam Hussein had not been captured. Osama bin Laden had not been captured or killed. And yet he came out and he was like, mission accomplished. They had a big banner that they must have spent at least $50 on. They put like a $50 banner up on the did they have I always wondered, like, did they print that on the ship? Did they send that ahead of time? I mean, they're on an aircraft carrier. How are you going to get a big sign on an aircraft carrier that says mission accomplished? Do they carry that? Do they just carry it around with them? Does every aircraft carrier have a sign in a dusty room that says mission accomplished and they hang it up when the president visits? Is that what it is? Remember? It was so great. And then so cool too. Like George W. Bush flying in a fighter jet, man. He comes down on the, he's like, yeah, jumps out like Top Gun. He's like, mission accomplished. That's how George W. Bush talked. Yes, go America #1. It's going to be great. At least George W. Bush could handle the ride without spare time. I mean, I guess that's something nice to say about George W. Bush. He probably didn't poop himself the entire presidency. I'm sure he came close a few times. Remember the time when he choked on a pretzel and he fell over and he busted his head and everyone thought it was an assassination attempt or that he had relapsed on his alcoholism? And everyone was talking. There was so many rumors. And they said he just choked on a pretzel and lost consciousness briefly. Like, and then that was the scandal. That became the scandal. What? Our president almost died from choking on a pretzel? I mean, it's really quite funny when we have Donald Trump, who's literally falling apart like a leper. Have you seen the new thing he's got? He's got this flesh-eating bacteria growing in his neck. It ain't looking good. It's coming out right here. It's like, it's this red rash coming up his face. I think it's syphilis. No, I don't want to make any conjecture. I don't know what it is. It ain't good. It ain't good when you're old man. If you got an old man in your life and they got a skin disease like that, that ain't good. That's the time. Anybody knows with elderly parents, you know, when you got a family member who's old, who starts getting like skin diseases and like patches all over them, and the swollen ankle thing, it's over. It's over. Love Trump. Yeah, God love him. God love Trump. You know, what a great guy. What a great guy. I mean, his mom loved him. Why shouldn't we, right? Absolutely. We should love him too. You're absolutely right. Why wouldn't we? Of course we'd love him. I love him. He's my favorite president. I know you love him. Trump has stage 9 hamburger disease indeed. Bush, those weren't flip-flops. Those were straight-up shoes, Mr. Joker. He didn't dodge flip-flop. The dude, that was an Iraqi journalist, took off his shoes and chucked him at George W. Bush's head for lying. And then George W. Bush dodged it. And then they took off his other shoe and went for round 2. That was pretty crazy. That dude, he spent some while in prison. It was pretty great. Get bent, Jack. Well, thanks, Robbie. I appreciate that. Get bent. You got it. You see what's happening here? When they get in the cult mode, they're stuck in a loop. They're like, love Trump, love Trump, love Trump, love Trump. It's a mantra that they repeat themselves so that they don't realize that they've been bamboozled. It's always easier to con, trick, bamboozle, or hoodwink someone than to convince someone that they've been conned, tricked, swindled, bamboozled, hoodwinked. You know, we got a lot of words for it. I guarantee you Trump knows all of the words for swindling somebody. And words that we have never heard. I'm sure he knows words we've never heard. Donald Trump knows racist words we've never heard. Donald Trump knows racist jokes none of us have heard. That's how hardcore he is. He knows things that we don't know. Mostly it's racist jokes and synonyms for the word swindle. Stupid people love Trump. Of course, stupid people love Trump. I mean, this is how they are. Yeah. Trump also ran off stage just because someone said Allah Akbar. I know. You see, he was like, Allahu Akbar. I mean, can you imagine? He's like, he really is like an Elmer Fudd character with that big stupid hat. You know, he looks like Elmer Fudd. I'm hunting wabbits. And he's got like, somebody says something scary, just runs. Jack was all in for war in Ukraine and was silent when Genocide Joe was aiding Genocide Joe with the genocide in Gaza. I was silent? No, I had a rabbi on my show when Joe Biden was still president. What are you talking about? I had, what was his name? Rabbi Rick. It was Rabbi Rick I had on my show. We talked about the genocide. We talked about all sorts of stuff about Israel and yeah. I mean, I still don't call it a genocide. I call it an ethnic cleansing because I don't think that the goal is to kill all Arabs. I think the goal is just to kill the Arabs in Gaza, which to me is an ethnic cleansing more than a genocide. But hey, we're splitting hairs. Once you're starting down the road of genocide, yeah, I mean, what's the difference between a genocide and ethnic cleansing? Scope, I guess. Scope. We don't need to love Trump to hate Sky. Yeah, it's true. You don't need to love Trump to hate me. I think it's funny, everyone. I think it's funny when the Johnny-come-latelys come over here, those hate speaker, and they say, I was all in on Ukraine and was silent. What are you talking about? Was all in. I wasn't in. I was trying. I remember the day. This is crazy. The day that Russia invaded Ukraine, the first day, I said, well, we're going to have a war in the Middle East. That's going to happen first. And then we'll start seeing conflicts around Asia. I didn't call South America right away. That kind of came out of nowhere. But I still have dibs on Cuba. I know we're going to attack Cuba. I am positive. I was totally right that Israel was going to start bombing somebody. I knew it was going to happen. And it did. Boom, it happened. It hasn't really gone down in Asia yet, but don't worry. Give it time. We'll have a war in Asia here pretty soon, and then we will have the holy. What's the difference? One syllable. Genocide becomes ethnic cleansing. Genocide. Yeah, I would say scope. You know, I think ethnic cleansing really is about taking one ethnicity and removing them from a region, killing them, all that, and then. You see, the difference is for the Nazis, they started out as an ethnic cleansing. They just wanted to deport all of the Jews and undesirables and asocial. They just wanted to deport them. It was a mass deportation project. But once they started annexing other places, where are you going to deport them to? The countries you're at war with? Not really possible anymore. So what do you do with the Jewish problem? Like, how do you have, now you've got a new problem. And so they embarked on a genocide, and, well, you know the rest. That's kind of where we're headed. We're starting wars with all these countries. You think Venezuela is going to take people we want to deport? Maybe. So they just end up in concentration camps. What do we do with them there? What do we do with a bunch of people who have not had due process, don't have enough toilet facilities or doctors, medical service, medicine? What do we do with all the people that we are putting into concentration camps if you can't deport them? Which clearly we are not very able to do, seeing as how our deportation numbers are down compared to Biden's. What are we going to do? Probably the same thing the Germans did. Use them as slaves until we can't do that anymore. And then what do we do? 10 years from now, when you've enslaved, you've been using them as slaves. Some people can't work. Some people are too sick to work. Some people you've worked too much. What do you do then? Final solution. That's how it goes. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator and free speech and critical thinking advocate. And this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Thank you for being here. Did you say chain gang? Yeah, like a chain gang. Like a chain gang. Exactly. A chain gang. We always got a chain gang. If you haven't already, we've got Venmo. Venmo is the way you can put money in the pot, support independent media. Don't forget to support independent media. It's dying. Only a few companies own all of our media companies now in America. And as you are very well aware, we're kind of screwed. So please consider buying a little bit of peace and quiet and join the critical thinking movement. Take a picture of your screen right now and send a little piece to go in the pot for your old friend Skyjack and independent media. Thank you. All right, with that having been said, we are going to start the show. Thank you all for joining once again. Have you heard about Tomahawk missiles? I'm sure you have heard about Tomahawk missiles, haven't you? Tomahawk missiles. So Tomahawk missiles were invented and named after this horrible guy called, I want to say Andrew Jackson. No, Andrew Jackson killed a bunch of Indians. But we killed a lot of Indians over the years, and some Indians had tomahawks. In fact, we are still perpetrating a genocide against the Indians. We've killed 90% of them, white people, and 90% of Indians, they sleep with the slaves, man. They're all gone. And, well, we're still working on it. It's still an ongoing process to kill all of them. But while we're still engaged in genocide against the Native Americans, we name a lot of our killing machines after Native Americans, like the Tomahawk missiles, the Black Hawk helicopters, the Apache helicopters. There's a lot of examples. It's very creepy the way we do it because the American government, swindled and killed their way to owning this country and the people who live here and killing the people who lived here previously. And now we name our killing machines after them to show the world, to commemorate the United States Army's victory, but also to show the world what happens to you when you get out of line. Now, in Iran, the word tomahawk is being used a lot. And I think, well, something to be thinking about because tomahawk missiles. The Comanche, the Chiefs, the Apache. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. It never stops. It never stops. Keeps going. Sioux. The Iroquois, yeah, we could just name them all, but usually we name them after ones that are easy for people to pronounce. Donald Trump is talking about Tomahawk missiles. What do you know?
That show that an American missile strike and a Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I
for
haven't
that strike?
seen it, and I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they...
What? The Iranians are using Tomahawk missiles? How would they get their hands on Tomahawk missiles? I don't know. You're telling me there's a bunch of Iranians launching Tomahawk missiles screaming Geronimo as for just without any kind of historical context or cultural relevance? I don't understand that. That's weird. That's weird. Thank you, Stephen Jones. Stephen, sorry, damn it. I'm trying not to say people's last names. If you put a donation on Venmo, I won't say your last name ever again. Stephen, thank you so much. Appreciate the $50 donation from Stephen. Thank you. Listen, Tomahawk missiles. Are you okay with, do you need to talk about, listen, have you talked with your kids about Tomahawk missiles? They could always fall into the wrong hands. People are always pushing Tomahawk missiles at schools. Talk to your children about Tomahawk missiles before it's too late. And when I say that, I mean, you're probably going to be killed. Your children might be killed by Tomahawk missiles. America just killed 175 people in a little girls' school. They say 161 of them were little girls. The other ones were like, cleaners and teachers, that type of thing. 161 little girls were killed by a Tomahawk missile. Donald Trump is trying to say that, no, that was them. We're not the only ones with Tomahawk missiles. It's like... It's like getting stabbed by Wolverine, and you're like, Wolverine stabbed me. And Wolverine's like, hey, bub, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one with 3 knives coming out of his hand, bub. What are you talking about? He's Canadian, What are you talking about? I've got 3 knives. A lot of people have 3 knives coming out of their hands. What do you mean? I got what? Iranians, sometimes some of them got 3 knives coming out of their hands. Bub. That's what it's like. Iran got the Tomahawk missiles, and what they did with them was bomb their own schools full of children before the war started. So before they launched their counter strike, because America struck first, bombing a school, bunch of kids, Iran struck second. So the first strike, you're saying, was Iran bombing their own school? Is that the line? I mean, I see how you got this. 5 missiles struck the IRGC complex where that school was. All 5 were American. I know, we've got video of it. We got video, but Donald Trump's saying, no, it's not. It's not him. It's not us. It's not us. It's that other guy with 3 knives coming out of his hand. That's what the fuck? Yeah, everyone's got Tomahawk missiles now, and they tend to bomb themselves with them, especially school children. We would never do that. We're American. Hey, we're the good guys. We're American. Don't you trust us? Man, I watched this show called 90 Day Fiancé. And there's this, this Nigerian dude from Lagos. His name is Daniel, and he gets cheated. Anyway, he says this thing is, I thought all white people tell the truth. That explains a lot. Does everyone in Africa think that? Because it would explain a lot. You think that all white people tell the truth? Do Africans think that? Holy shit. Oh my God, a sacrifice to a dark god to bless the war. That's what it was? If you're just joining us, my name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. This is the #1 news reaction show, YouTube, The Morning Sky. We're talking about Tomahawk missiles and how they are used to murder school children. If you're in America, we tend to use the AR-15. I guess, it must be someone else's fault that someone else sold us those AR-15s.
They had more. But whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a tomahawk is very generic. It's sold
totally
in other
generic.
Countries. But that's being investigated right now.
It's totally generic, trust me. I would never bomb a school full of children. I usually try to kill them with the elimination of USAID or buying and selling them with Jeffrey Epstein, my friend, in an international global child trafficking ring. We love child trafficking rings, don't we, children? We love it so much, don't we, folks? I mean, what are you going to do with all these little girls? You got to sell them or bomb them. That's the thing. It's just a matter of inventory, you gotta bomb some children if you're gonna have a child trafficking ring. That's the only way to do it. You gotta control inventory. You gotta do it. It's like the Dutch with the diamonds. They gotta hide a lot of diamonds to keep the price up. That's how it works. You gotta keep the price. The price gotta stay up with the diamonds. So they have what's called an artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity. Gotta bomb those kids. Gotta bomb them. Tomahawks.
You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it.
Why are you the only guy saying it? Well, Donald Trump's not the only guy saying it. I have a bunch of imbeciles in my chat saying shit like this every day. Donald Trump says that we didn't kill those kids. I believe him. If Donald Trump is going to lie about Tomahawk missiles killing children, Iranian children, in a time of war, do you think Donald Trump would also lie about child trafficking? No. He would never lie about it. He's never lied. Nope. I mean, how many people, so many of these maggers, they think that he never lied. Never lied.
I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but Tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have Tomahawks. They buy them.
Ooh, I love this. Hold on a second. UK name. I know it's hard to follow. All right, let me explain the joke to you. All right, buddy. I'm sorry you missed it. The joke is this. In America, we kill all of our school children generally with AR-15s and other firearms, okay? In Iran, they don't use all the small weaponry. According to Donald Trump, they bomb whole schools with Tomahawk missiles. Our government kills school children with firearms. Their government, according to Donald Trump, kills their children with Tomahawk missiles that they somehow magically obtained. A country that we don't sell weapons to, but whatever. They magically obtained the Tomahawk missile and intentionally dropped it on their own school children the first day of the war in the first exchange. There you go. Now you get it. Now you get the joke. Thank you, UK name. I know. I will talk more slowly for you, maggers. I know it's hard. Maybe what you should do, everyone in MAGA, if you're MAGA and you're having a hard time understanding the words coming out of my mouth, you should rewind, start from the beginning, and play this at 0.5 speed, and then you'll be able to understand everything. Thank you so much.
From us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report. Yeah, please.
People die. It's just a problem. People die. Lots of Americans are going to die, and it's okay by me. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Lord Farquaad over here doesn't care when school children die. Don't forget, my name is Skyjack Morgan. On Venmo, I'm Skyjack23. Don't forget to put a penny in the pot and make things happen. Take a picture of the screen right now, and I will read your message on stream. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And if you're just tuning in, this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, The Morning Sky. That's right. Morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Gutfeld!
All right. Sit down.
Man, I love Gutfeld. He's the best.
Sit down.
He's the greatest. Everyone loves Gutfeld. Greg Gutfeld. He and I went to the same university. Can you believe it? My fellow alumnus.
Except for you in the robe. Stand up. Good evening, everyone. So Iran just picked the former supreme leader's son to run the country. Funeral.
Mother Nature's son. Dun, dun, dun. I've been listening to a lot of Paul McCartney. Sorry.
Services are scheduled for Wednesday.
The Ayatollah's son. Bum, bum, bum. Donald Trump says that he should be able to pick who's in charge of Iran. Is that right? Is that what people believe? Is that what people think? Okay, YouTube report number 4, going to fill it out. Harmful content, misinformation, harassing legal case. Number 4. Oh my God, UK name, are you crying? Are you crying right now? Oh my God, my little MAGA snowflake. My little MAGA snowflake, are you crying? Everyone, we need some wet floor signs. It's gonna get real slippery in here. There's a slip hazard right now because UK name is crying because I've said naughty things. Oh my goodness. I wonder if they're, oh my gosh, what did I say that was so offensive? I'm trying to remember. What did I say that was so mean? Oh, did I say something mean? Huh? Did I say something mean to you? You little perfect little puppy angel. You're like a little puppy angel. You're so perfect, like Pookie. Pookie, why do you keep coming back to my channel? Why do you keep coming back? Just to report me? Is that why? My little Pookie Pook? Jesus Christ. How do you manage going around this world? Don't read any books. If you ever read a book, there's some offensive things in there. Don't ever read one because, oh my goodness, there's some offensive things in books. Are you able to look at the internet, UK name? Are you able? Oh, murdering children. Oh my gosh. The Donald Trump is doing those things and you support him, but you'll report me for talking about it. Got it. Great. So many good things. I love the fact that we have maggers in my chat every day crying me a river like little children. They can't get enough. They keep coming back. But they won't turn their back on Donald Trump. They don't like people talking about child murder or molestation, but they will vote for a guy who actually does those things. Interesting. It's weird, right?
Daylight savings time kicked in, and you can already tell spring is just around the corner. In fact, New Yorkers are beginning to urinate outdoors again. And earlier today on Broadway, I saw a hooker carrying a softball mitt. And over in D.C., the seasonal changes are in full flower as Rashida Tlaib's face is starting to shed its winter coat.
I love Greg Gutfeld so much because, like, normally people don't laugh. And he tells all these jokes for MAGA, and they're just like, wait, what? I don't get the joke. This is what I think everyone in Gutfeld's audience is doing. You know, like all the grandpas who watch Fox News at home. You go to like an old folks home and they got Fox News on, and they're all just. Or you go to like a small town in America, and you go inside of a bar. You know, you're like, oh, I need a beer. I'm gonna go inside of a bar, and you go to the bar, and they got Fox News on in the bar, and you're like, what the hell? What kind of bar is this? And everyone's sitting at the bar, just like. It's just these mouth breathers. They're all just watching, taking their orders from Fox News. It's shocking.
But Sunday was both International Women's Day and daylight savings, causing many females to complain that they lost an hour of nagging. We love our women.
I love when people do that, like when they say a misogynist thing and they're like, we love our women, ha ha ha. Now, this is at I'm going to turn this to 1.5 speed to cut down on the torture, but we're not going to play this whole thing. But I love watching the jokes on Gutfeld because it really tells you the brain that's going on in MAGA, like really what they're thinking about. If you really want to know what evil people are thinking about, listen to the jokes they tell. There's a lot of truth to jokes.
Yesterday, during a speech, President Trump told Latin leaders, I'm not learning your damn language. Joe Biden told the same thing to landscapers who maintain his grave. Jesse Jackson Jr. said Joe Biden clearly didn't know the real Jesse Jackson after Joe had spoken at his father's funeral. He was especially annoyed when Biden kept saying he loved the way Mr. Jackson would moonwalk.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Jackson was a political figure, and all these Republicans went there and they made political statements. I'm sorry, Democrats went there and Republicans, Democrats, same thing. A bunch of politicians went to a politician's funeral, said a bunch of politician shit. Jesse Jackson's son had a problem with it. Makes sense, I guess, but, you know, Timu Gutfeld Timu Gutfeld. That's not one I've had before. Wow, I like it though. Timu Gutfeld. Hey everybody, I'm Timu Gutfeld. Thank you all for joining. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. I kind of, I wish that I could work with Gutfeld. Actually, I just saw someone say I was jealous of Gutfeld. Not at all. But I think Gutfeld's show sucks, and I would love to collaborate because there's no tension. He actually has a pretty good sense of humor, but his monologues suck. His guests suck. He just like having a bunch of comedians being like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's boring. There's no tension at all. If you have someone that you just agree with all the time and you just go back and forth and agree and laugh for the whole show, it sucks. It's a shitty show. I wish that I could be on his show. I think the audience would appreciate it. I think the audience would love a show with Skyjack Morgan and Gutfeld. And we both went to the same university, so maybe I can meet him at a reunion sometime. Even though I think he graduated like 20 years before me. He's old. He's way older than people think. Sounds like me when I had COVID 2 weeks ago. BP was 180, 120 in 48 hours. If I was as old as you, I'd be with Jesus. I've never had COVID. You've had COVID? Oh, man. How was it? It was bad, huh? 180 over 120. Jeez Louise. I didn't know you were sick, Steve. I wish I'd known. I would have sent you a card. Thank you so much. I didn't know that you were sick. Thanks. Appreciate it. Bad hair? Really? No, I think I've got pretty good hair. I like my hair. You don't like my hair? My hair? You don't like my hair? Everyone loves my hair. What are you talking about? You're talking about Gutfeld. Gutfeld's got bad hair? Don't make fun of people's hair. Thank you so much, Steve. I'm sorry you were sick. I'm sorry you were in a bad way. If you were as old as me, you might be sleeping with the slaves.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's prison guards Googled the sex predator minutes before he was found dead. She then tweeted, "Wow, I just met Hillary Clinton."
What?
Allegedly. Over the weekend, 2 suspected Muslim terrorists threw explosive devices at protesters near Gracie Mansion. Mayor Mamdani said...
Okay, one of these guys looks like... This guy he kind of looks like Bad Bunny, right? The guy on the right looks like Bad Bunny.
2 suspected Muslim terrorists threw explosive...
Right? Doesn't that guy look like Bad Bunny? I think, at first glance, one of these terrorist guys looks like Bad Bunny. Domestic terrorists. I like how they didn't call them domestic terrorists because at first they thought that they were trying to kill Mamdani.
Devices at protesters near Gracie Mansion. Mayor Mamdani said they were just having a friendly throw bomb fight. Light up! And finally, a brain-invading worm spread by rats has hit California. A brain-invading worm?
RFK Jr.
Well, at least one man is safe. But
oh, I thought that was a line. That was a setup for a RFK Jr. He's got an actual brain worm.
But spread by rodents? Well, I guess this guy's ass isn't.
A gerbil joke, man. So a long time ago, they used to tell jokes about Richard Gere putting a gerbil in a condom and inserting it into his anus. I guess that's the joke because they're saying rodents. So weird, man. That's an old one. Jeez. Wouldn't need to be dead for that. Just a time machine and 3ED term for Trump. Third term for Trump, huh? This is what I think about that. Third term for Trump, only if you hate America. Who hates America? If you hate America, tell me you want a third term for Trump. If you hate America, tell me you want a third Trump term, everybody. Please put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. LOL, Trump gave Trump the... RFK Jr. gave Trump the brain worm. Maybe that's why Trump's like falling apart. He looks like he has leprosy, like his nose is falling off. He's got that thing on his hand. He's got that thing on his neck. He's got everything except for his ear. His ear, for some reason, didn't fall off. His ear was shot, though. He got shot in the ear, though. Why isn't his ear falling off? There's so many other parts. His hand's falling off. His nose is falling off. But not his ear. It's so weird. Why is that? You want to build an Earth ship, Slap Happy? That's my dream, man. Oh my God, that's my dream. I wish I had the money for a Earth ship. Jeez.
I don't get it.
Statute of limitations on that?
I don't get that joke at all. All right, so the government just released more documents about the death of Jeffrey Epstein, and they inspire about as much trust as a 2001 urine test for Barry Bonds.
Wow.
According to these records, one of the prison guards responsible
You don't trust the government?
for watching Epstein actually Googled him minutes before his body was found. And that same guard had made a mysterious $5,000 cash deposit days earlier, one of several unexplained deposits flagged by the bank. Now, maybe it's
Weird.
perfectly normal for the person guarding the most famous inmate in America to be surfing the web for info on him. Maybe she was also Googling the thread count for prison sheets. I hear anything under 400 is rough on your hands. But also simultaneously making random cash deposits that equal about a month's take-home pay, that seems like a red flag, the kind that could easily end up tied around someone's neck. Even harder to believe, an inmate said while medics were trying to revive Epstein, he heard a woman say, if he's dead, we're going to have to cover it up, and he's going to have an alibi, my officers. Which sounds like something a villain would say to fill in the plot holes on Murder, She Wrote. But here's a real problem. By the time we get...
I don't know. I mean, at this point, the government has been so full of shit about the Epstein stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeffrey Epstein did a waltz across the stage at the Oscars later this month. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeffrey Epstein was the guest of honor at the Oscars at this point. So the fact that you've got people saying that he might have been, that they were trying to cover it up, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
At these revelations, what are we to believe? And that's not because we all suddenly became conspiracy theorists. No, it's because the original investigation into Epstein's death was handled like a middle school class project, where one kid goes through the motions while the rest eat glue.
Who was president
Let's
during
recap.
that time?
Epstein dies in 2019 while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges.
Just as a quick quiz for everybody, who was president during the Epstein investigation about his murder? When Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, or I'm sorry, suicided, when Jeffrey Epstein died, who was president? Just asking for a friend. Could you put it in the chat, please? Who was president when Jeffrey Epstein... Tell me who.
The official ruling suicide by hanging. But the circumstances around that are shakier than Mitch McConnell on a Segway. That's according to the court. The guards fell asleep. The required 30-minute cell checks didn't happen.
McConnell on
The
a
surveillance cameras
Segway.
mysteriously malfunctioned. And the guards later admitted they falsified records saying they checked on him. All that's missing is,
Elvis.
sorry, teacher, my dog ate the prisoner. That is not an investigation. That's the plot of Police Academy 10, Special Ed Division.
Man, don't people in special ed have enough problems without people like Greg Gutfeld making fun of them? I don't think it's funny to make fun of people in special ed, but whatever. I mean, this is Gutfeld. He likes making fun of people like that. I'm surprised he just doesn't say the R word, you know?
That's the tragedy. When authorities botch the early stages of a case this badly, everything afterward gets dumped into the same bucket. Real evidence, weak evidence, internet rumors, cover-ups.
Ooh, prison guards are well known for intelligence and integrity. Well, yeah, especially in for-profit prisons, for sure, man. Yes. Listen, look, how dare you denigrate the duty that these officers, these correctional officers, provide to our communities. How dare you say that in a sarcastic tone, man? How dare you speak pejoratively of our jailing system? I scoff at you. How dare you? How dare you? I thought you loved prisons. You're the one always talking. Aren't you the one who wants to put everybody in prison all the time? You want to put the mentally handicapped in prison? You want to put the disabled in prison? You want to put anyone who looks at you funny in prison? Aren't you the same one that wants to put all the black people in prison and all the immigrants in prison? I mean, intelligence and integrity, right? Yeah, okay. Yes. Cool.
Bill Clinton's nipple clamps. It all looks the same because nothing can be reliable. Think about it. Even the most basic questions about Epstein still exist, like where did all his money actually come from? This guy went from high school math teacher to globe-trotting financier with private jets, an island, a black book that looked like Oprah's Christmas card list. And the explanation we got? Well, you know, he managed money for rich people. Oh, well, that clears everything up. Turns out he's EF hunting. Or,
you know what? I gotta say, every once in a while, Gutfeld goes off on these rants about Epstein, and I'm like, I love you all over again, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Gutfeld. I love you all over again, Greg Gutfeld. Every time, I remember when it first happened that Donald Trump was saying, oh, it's over, we're not talking about this anymore. And Greg Gutfeld said to a camera on his show that no press conference or cabinet meeting or anything that the press ever does will take long enough until we have all the answers about Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm like, damn, son. Greg Gutfeld comes out swinging sometimes when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, and I think that he knows that the president is responsible for, well, all of it. I think Donald Trump is responsible for all of it.
EFF, Hutton. But that's the thing about half-answered questions. They don't disappear. They fester. They multiply, like Elon Musk at a beauty pageant. So now when new revelations drop, people don't say, holy crap. They either shrug or assume the entire government is run by the Illuminati, Bigfoot, and the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Because when institutions leave giant holes in a story, the internet fills them. If investigators had done their job properly from the start, secured the evidence, explained the timeline, answered the obvious...
Who was president? Did we finally find out who was president? I mean, listen to what Gutfeld is saying. Why didn't investigators do their job on day one? Why not? Who was who was the AG? Who was in charge where the Palm Beach thing happened? Oh, that's right. Pam Bondi and that what's his name? Like Todd Blanche. It's all the usual suspects. All of Donald Trump's boys. His whole team worked on the first botched case with Jeffrey Epstein. It wasn't botched. It was a cover-up. And then the second time it was in New York and they killed him. And Donald Trump was president. He's the only one with that kind of power. And now Greg Gutfeld's up there going like, well, you guys fucked this up so bad it had no answers. It was such a bad cover-up. It's such a bad botched murder. Well, the internet's going to fill in the blanks. He's right.
questions, then we could evaluate new info like adults. Instead, we're stuck in a reality where every new fact gets treated with suspicion. It's like a fan letter addressed to Jesse Waters. We just assume it's fake. You lose public trust, which means that years later, the biggest mystery isn't just what happened.
I love when people laugh in this audience. Yeah, Jesse Waters. Yeah, everyone hates that guy.
In that cell, it's why the people responsible for uncovering the truth didn't try that hard. And then again, maybe that was the whole idea to begin with.
Congress doesn't have power. Yeah, they didn't try that hard. Yeah, they didn't try that hard. That was the whole idea to begin with. Says Greg Gutfeld. I don't know. Greg Gutfeld might be at the end of a rope before this is over. I'm surprised he still has a job after delivering a monologue like that. Congress doesn't have power? No, Congress doesn't have power. What power do they have anymore? They don't have power to wage war. They don't have power to pass any bills. They don't have power to do anything. What do they have power for? Why do you even have a Congress anymore? If they're just going to kowtow to the president and their party, what do we have one for? That's all they've ever done. I mean, it's been a long time since Congress has stuck it to a president, and that is literally their job, is to check and balance the president. And they're not doing it. Jesse's own mother hates him. I know, man. Every time Jesse's mom is on, she hates him. She knows that he's a charlatan and a loser and a con man. My name is Skyjack Morgan. Skyjack23 is the Venmo. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to put a penny in the pot and support independent media. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Oh my gosh. Great value Musk. You know, Elon Musk has taken the richest man who ever lived has spent so much money trying to look like a real man. He put hair plugs in. He got all sorts of gender affirming care. He got a penis implant because, and he wants to look like me. He wants to have a big penis, a jaw that won't quit, a full set of teeth that aren't falling out. I mean, he had to get a whole full set of teeth newly put in, new hair done. He got his nose done. He got his jaw done and his dick done. I mean, poor Elon. He had to have lots of surgery. I was born this way. I'm lucky. But I don't look. Poor Elon. I feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for anybody who has to get a penis implant, and then botch it and have all of his women sign NDAs every time they look at his weirdly deformed cyber penis. It's creepy. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. How do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein? Are you cool with them? I mean, Greg Gutfeld, that's the end. But what do you think about that? I think period. I thought that was pretty hardcore. Every once in a while, Greg Gutfeld, give the devil his due. Every once in a while, he says something worth watching. Every once in a while.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Here we go. There's a senator here. Let's see if the Senate has any power. Let's see.
Just to comment on Senator King's question about injuries. I was last March. I was in Ukraine at a military hospital. I met with 10 Ukrainian service members who were severely injured. 9 out of 10 were injured by FPVs, so first-person view drones, and the one that was not.
FPV drones, first-person view drones. I met a guy once. He was like an FPV drone pilot, and he was in Las Vegas having a drink, and he I think he worked someplace in the desert. They work someplace and they sit in a room all day and they kill people like they're playing video games. They're like flying around. He's flying jets. He's flying a drone in like the Middle East somewhere. It's crazy. Hey, the government not trying hard. What could he mean? It's not like the Republicans threw softball questions at Bill and Hillary. Don't buy those questions, man. They had that. What's so funny is people think that like, oh, you just hate Republicans. Dude, how do you not hate Republicans when they ask? They got Bill and Hillary Clinton under oath probably for the last time for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their lives, we will never have Bill and Hillary under oath. And what do they ask? A bunch of idiot questions, the dumbest questions possible. I totally agree with you, Speaker. I totally agree with you, Steve. Could not agree more. The Republicans completely just fell on their faces. It was just an embarrassment. Thank you so much, Sayard Yan. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Black Belt members, Sayard Yan. Hey, I've got a book coming out. I can't wait. It's called the Chris Hemsworth Sonnets. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it, Steve. Even you'll like it. I think it's gonna be a big splash. We're gonna be the number one best-selling book of poetry in America. That's what we're going to be on March 31st. It's going to come out. It's going to come out March 31st, and it's going to be rad. You're going to love it. It's called the Chris Hemsworth Sonnets. It's about the interrogation, destruction of masculinity in America through our importation of beauty and our worship of beauty that we don't deserve because of our own insecurities. We don't think we're worthy of love and affection, and yes, even admiring beauty. So we have to import it from other countries and let it destroy us. That's what the book's about. I hope you like it. It's called the Chris Hemsworth Sonnets. It's coming out March 31st. This is an advertisement. Anyway, you're going to like it, I promise.
Was injured by a landmine that we thought was placed by a drone.
Ooh, rhinos are so incompetent. Man, Donald Trump is a rhino. Donald Trump is a rhino. Donald Trump has never had any ideas that are Republican. He's not a Republican. He doesn't believe in small government, doesn't believe in laissez-faire capitalism. He doesn't believe in regime change, right? Supposedly. He doesn't believe in any of the things. He doesn't believe in fiscal responsibility. He doesn't believe in lowering the debt ceiling or the debt in general. He doesn't believe in austerity. He doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't believe in the moral fabric of this country in the form of fidelity to one's spouse. He doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe in religious shit. He doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't believe in any of the stuff that Republicans believe in. Donald Trump is the ultimate rhino. The fact that we have all these now he calls anyone who doesn't pass his loyalty test a rhino, but he is a rhino. Donald Trump, king of the rhinos.
So none of them were injured by artillery, even though that's still it's still on the battlefield. So obviously, going forward here, drone technology is going to be such a significant part of ground combat. So
remember when the senator went to space? That was so rad. He has a twin brother. He went to space too. They all went to space.
General Marks, I want to ask you something I think that is going to define warfare now for rest of our lives for generations, and that's the role of artificial intelligence in what we've seen play out here over the last several days, but certainly into the future. It's going to be a new feature of combat operations in many different ways, but specifically the Lucas, the low-cost unmanned combat aircraft system, attack system. Those drones deployed in Operation Epic Fury have documented autonomous anti-jamming and I believe also some swarming capability. So my question is about what's underneath all of that. Are AI systems being used to assist in targeting decisions during this operation?
So, Senator, thank you for the question. I am familiar with the Lucas system. At this level, open hearing, I'm not able to go into great depth on what is inside of the Lucas system, but I'd be willing to get on your calendar, on the committee's calendar, and provide you a classified briefing.
Okay. So my next question is kind of irrelevant there because I was going to ask about who validated the systems, who safeguarded them, and what human oversight exists at the moment a drone selects or confirms a target. So let's do that in a closed session as well.
AI is a scapegoat, says Mr. Joker. Yeah, AI is the ultimate scapegoat. Look, man, I was watching more news. Have you seen some more news with Cody Shody? Have you seen that show with Wormbo and all them? They did an incredible show about AI. I was laughing my ass off. And I listened to everything on, 2-speed, but man, I had to keep stopping it because it was cracking me up so much. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But some more news. He did a whole show on AI, and he compared it to Data from Star Trek and everything. It was hilarious. And some of the things I'd already been thinking about because I'm interested in this AI stuff. But you're right, it's a total scapegoat. They are destroying the working class. That's always been the goal. Now they're just going to it's AI's fault. It's all AI's fault. No, it's our American industrial complex doing that. It's not AI. That's like blaming the hammer. You can't blame a tool for destroying the working class. Oh, it's all their fault. Or the fact that now Anthropic, they just said they didn't want to have mass surveillance of Americans or have autonomous targeting systems. That's all they said. And the military, Pete Hegseth, said, no, well, then we're not going to use Anthropic. They still used Anthropic to do the first attacks on Iran and also in Venezuela. But that red line just wouldn't be observed. So they backed out. And now Anthropic is having all this kind of renaissance. People are really looking at it as like, okay, well, at least you're safer than these other ones because Sam Altman all of a sudden wanted to be part of the military. And now he has joined and said that we're going to go ahead and allow you to use OpenAI. ChatGPT can now target civilians and kill them for you, or you can have autonomous robots walking around deciding on who lives and who dies, because that's completely kosher. That's completely acceptable.
But I also want to just state for the record here that companies like Anthropic and others in the AI industry have published their own safety frameworks of how advanced AI systems should be deployed. But Congress has not yet set any kind of clear statutory framework for how AI can be used in lethal military operations. There's a DoD directive, Directive 3000.09, which requires what is called, and I'm quoting from the directive, appropriate levels of human judgment over the use of force. But that language doesn't necessarily mean a human is involved at the moment a target is selected or engaged. So before we rapidly scale up production and field more of these systems that have AI incorporated into their capability, we need a clear answer on this. At the moment, a drone identifies and confirms a target, whether or not a human has to make the final decision to strike the target, or can a system execute the engagement autonomously once it's been activated? These are questions we haven't yet dealt with here in Congress, and we need to. So just, General, I just want to get your thoughts on that, independent of what Lucas or any other system.
So the AI regulations thing in the big, beautiful bill was that no states could pass laws. So what they were trying to do is make sure that California didn't pass a law because all of these AI companies, most of them are in Silicon Valley. So if you wanted to, you could pass a law in California limiting what AI is allowed to do. And so the big, beautiful bill said no state can pass a law about AI. Only the federal government can. And it's really messed up because now you're seeing that, we're having a national debate about whether or not we should be allowing our AI chatbots to kill people. And meanwhile, our chatbots are killing us. I mean, there's people killing themselves because chatbots are telling them to. There's a loneliness epidemic where people are dating their chatbot. They think they're dating the chatbot. I mean, this is the world I'm living in. Holy shit. It's terrible. It's terrible. AI deciding who to strike can literally be no worse than the current doctrine, considering how they bombed a guy for being 7 foot tall because Obama's 7'2". Osama 7'2". Yeah, I mean, but who do you hold responsible, I guess, is the question then, Steve. Like, if you have a robot that goes and kills all the 7'2" people because they all look like Osama bin Laden, then who do you hold responsible? You can't do that when there's no human being doing it, right? There's no one you can demote or whatever. You could just, publish an update, I guess. We'll just publish an update then. So I guess it does make a difference when it comes to accountability. But I'm with you, like, how differently could it be? I guess what would be better, though, with AI, an AI would actually probably not kill the 7-foot guy, because AI would be able to interpret billions of like terabytes of information, right? They can do petabytes and shit of information in about the time it takes for a human being to analyze one photograph, right? They can take all this data and process it before your brain can process one photograph. And that's where AI is really great, because when we're parsing all this data, we need somebody to do it quickly and tirelessly and, have infinite patience. And that's what AI is great at. So like the analyst jobs, all those data analysts that used to hear in movies, right? Like, oh, he's a CIA analyst. Yeah, that's a data analyst, someone who would just go through endless spreadsheets looking at or someone who could listen to a million conversations and find out which ones the government should be listening to, so that you don't have to have people sitting there listening to millions of conversations. So that guy, the machine would then know, hey, that's not Osama bin Laden, right? That's how that would work. But I agree. I mean, it's not like we have a good track record with humans. Thank you, E-Real. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Sky City Rebels get tons of access to all the extra stuff. Thank you so much. You don't have to be a loner to be a rebel. Thank you.
With a guy like me.
You're amazing.
Loner, Daddy.
A rebel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that very much. Please join the channel. Become a Sky City Rebel. You are amazing. Who have we held responsible? No one. So no one. We have held people responsible. And people get demoted. There's all sorts of things that happen. People spend time in military prisons. And you could look into some of that. Probably not enough people have been. But, I mean, a lot of people were held responsible for shady shit that happened during Vietnam. A lot of people were held responsible for shady shit that happened at Abu Ghraib, for example. They put people in prison for that. So people do face consequences. And I guess you could say, well, they're not holding anyone accountable, so let's just use robots. Okay, but don't we want to be able to hold people responsible? Like, what do you want the Nuremberg trials to look like next time we do them? Next time we do Nuremberg trials, we're just going to take an axe to the machines? Is that what we're going to unplug? That's what the Nuremberg trials are going to be. We're just going to unplug the AI. That's you committed a crime against humanity. Now you're unplugged. I live in Great Lakes area. These AI companies need to stay away from our water. Hey man, you don't have to tell me. E-Real 713. Completely agree. Thanks for becoming a channel member. You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. They need to stay away. But hey, what do we need all these AI? What do we need them all for? Chatting? I can't believe there's that many people just sitting there chatting to the chat bots. You don't need to be chatting to a chat box, everybody. If you want to use AI, use it to help you, I don't know, make something. Make something that you could use to help spread a message or something. I don't know, but I'm sick of looking at AI slop too, but holy shit, if you're just sitting there chatting and it's telling you to kill yourself, that's rough, man. I just can't even believe people do that. If people are having a hard time with the Venmo, I'm going to stick it up on the screen one more time. Here's the Venmo. Don't forget to support independent media don't forget that almost all media will be owned by one or two companies here in the future, and the only way to ensure that you're able to have any type of interesting conversation or different points of view is going to be supporting it yourself. Please support independent media like this channel, Skyjack Morgan, Skyjack23 on Venmo. Thank you. We never hold any responsible for their behavior. Hetty Solstice. I mean, I know it feels like that a lot of times, but we do. I know, and we don't do it enough, but we do hold people responsible for their actions. We have overflowing prisons. And I mean, we do actually put people on trial. I know it doesn't happen enough. I'm with you. I think we should have more people on trial. We have more of the. I think every president should go on trial as they leave office. I think every politician should have to go on trial, have an exit interview that's public, and explain all their decisions and how they made all their money while they were in office. I think that's what we should do every single time someone leaves office. But accountability, how do we get more of it? We can't get more of it by handing it off to the AI. I get what you're saying. We need more accountability. I agree. But we can't get that accountability if we're just going to hand it off to the computers. Chelsea Manning leaked docs showing U.S. Army airstrikes killing civilians and journalists, then got locked up for it. No one is ever held to account. Well, Chelsea Manning got held to account, I guess. God. No one is ever held to account. Well, not enough. Not enough, that's for sure. I agree with you. I agree. Not enough. Yeah. We hold common people responsible for it, but not politicians and the elite. Okay, there I agree with you. Yes, there's always someone who falls. That's why Kristi Noem no longer has a job. Kristi Noem gets fired, but that was all Stephen Miller's idea. Stephen Miller still has a job. Donald Trump still has a job, but Kristi Noem got fired. Totally agree. The women, minorities, the common folk, they will get axed, but the people up at the top, So how do we get there? We're not going to get there by using AI, I guess. I don't know. Look, I'm 100% on the same page as you, but I think we're scapegoating AI, saying like, oh well, let the elites off the hook because AI. It's AI's fault that we are having a job shortage. We're looking at 5% unemployment in the face. 5%'s looking hairy. 5%'s looking bad.
Can do. Thank you, Senator, for the question. Any system, any capability that the department procures has to comply and be compliant with the law of armed conflict. I would say that.
Yeah, but that's a bullshit job. Hetty Solstice says she still has a job. They created a new one for her. Yeah, what was it? The American Shield Division or some bullshit? It's not a real job. They just made that shit up. Kind of like, I don't know, Linda McMahon working as the Secretary of Education when there's no Department of Education anymore. So how do we have a Secretary of Education? It's like that.
Any commander that deploys these systems, just like any weapon system, it has to comply with the law of armed conflict.
I am not sure that the law of armed conflict has dealt with this issue. So LOAC might not be exactly clear, and that's why I think it's up to us, Mr. Chairman, that we take this issue of humans in the loop seriously and create the framework that DoD will apply to these systems with regards to their.
I mean, I don't know what the DoD is going to do, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have robot wars here. We're all going to live to see the robot wars. Bring in more slaves from the third world, says Nate. Look, man, we already have slaves from the rest of the world. They were putting them in concentration camps and renting them out for $1 a day to our agricultural concerns across America. So, that's already said and done. We have a very robust slave system in America. We take all immigrants and minorities. We put them in prisons where we can rent them out to corporations, and they can work for them while they're in prison. Who do you think is working at the slaughterhouses? Who do you think cleans up the slaughterhouses? Children, immigrants, ex-cons, and convicts on loan. So, yeah, we already got a very robust slave system in America. America is very pro-slavery. That hasn't changed. Everyone's like, well, we don't do slavery. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 13th Amendment has a loophole written into it. Slavery is still very, very popular here. They tried to vote slavery out in California. They had a ballot initiative to vote out slavery. And guess what? It didn't pass. Californians voted for slavery. So Look, next time you want to tell me about how California is a bunch of liberals, then why'd they vote for slavery, huh? Ugh.
Overnight, Vice President J.D. Vance participated in the dignified transfer for Army Sergeant Benjamin Pennington. The 26-year-old from Kentucky was the 7th U.S. service member killed in the war with Iran. It comes as the U.S. and Israel hit hundreds of new targets across Iran. Dramatic video circulating online shows people racing to escape as missiles hit this military base outside Tehran. U.S. Central Command releasing new video of the strikes on missile launchers. It says the U.S. has now hit more than 5,000 targets and 50 Iranian vessels. But some key targets...
5,000. No wonder it costs us $1 billion a day. If we're bombing 5,000 targets every day, I mean, imagine if each one of those things cost $1 million. Who's a math major? If each one of those missiles costs like upwards of $500,000 to $1 million, what are we talking here? 5,000 targets. Jesus. It's like we're making Swiss cheese of this country. I mean, what are we doing? How many children have we killed again?
have been left standing for now.
We've left some of the most important targets for later: electricity production and many other things.
Look, they're showing how accurate the bombs are, but then as soon as you're like, well, then why did you bomb that school filled with little girls? Accident. Oh, really? It was an accident? You didn't know? You didn't know with all the AI research? The AI didn't know that that was a school? What do you mean you didn't know? It was just a misfire. It just wasn't very accurate. You know, we missed. You missed because every time you show me a little image of, every time you show me a video since 1990s, you showed me missiles going down people's chimneys and shit. Don't tell me we miss. We miss now? America, we don't miss.
On overnight, refuting claims that its supply of missiles and missile launchers is dwindling. Iran continues to strike around the Persian Gulf. This video shows the United Arab Emirates shooting at Iranian drones. Qatar also intercepting new missile attacks. Strikes in Bahrain have killed at least one person. And now, a new potential threat from Iran. U.S. officials say they've intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran, which may serve as, quote, an operational trigger for sleeper assets.
Oh, no. Look out for the sleeper cells, everybody. Watch out for the sleeper cells so they don't grow up and come bomb us. As far as I know, I don't know anything about Iranians bombing us. Has Iran bombed us before? As far as I can tell, it's been mostly Saudi Arabians who have bombed us, and we're friends with Saudi Arabia. Donald Trump had Mohammed bin Salman in the Oval Office. He was like defending him. He was going to town. He was like, "Oh no, that journalist, that MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS." He's a great guy. You know, a lot of people don't like that journalist because Joggy doesn't like him. A lot of people don't like him. I don't like journalists either. I wish that I could kill journalists. Ooh! Nah, it's okay. I'm allowed to say it. I like killing journalists. Journalists should die. All the journalists should die, right? MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. I love him. We love Saudi Arabia, but we don't love Iran because Iran doesn't sell us oil. Iran doesn't want to do business with us. Iran doesn't want to do what we say. So we'll kill them.
Inside the country, law enforcement expressing concern that sleeper cells deployed in the West could be used for retaliation. President Trump says the partial shutdown of the Homeland Security Department because of a standoff in Congress is interfering with the U.S. response to those potential threats.
We know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us
A
to do
lot
anything.
about them.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration is giving mixed messages on the timeline for the war. During an interview yesterday afternoon, President Trump...
Yeah. Qatar funds more terrorism than anyone, but hey, free plane. Yeah, we love those guys. We love Qatar. We love those guys. We love them. We're not afraid about them bombing us for some reason. We're afraid of Iran. We got to bomb whole schools filled with children over in Iran. But Qatar, we love those guys. Those guys, Qatar. No bomb school children there.
Said, quote, I think the war is very complete, pretty much. But just an hour or so earlier, his Defense Department posted, we have only just begun to fight, no mercy. Later in the day, Trump saying this.
I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion.
But at the same news conference, the president suggested a longer timeline could be on the table.
We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated.
When does that mean? When was the enemy? What does that mean? What does it mean they're defeated? What does that look like? I don't know, but as soon as Pete Hegseth says it's okay, we'll say it's okay. It's going to be a good time. Then we're going to Cuba. We're gonna hope you're building bomb shelters, Cuba. Don't put your little girls in school in Cuba. We're gonna bomb your schools in Cuba. We love bombing schools, don't we, folks? We love bombing schools. It's the best thing. America loves bombing the schools. We love it.
Already won in many ways, but we haven't won enough. We go forward more determined than ever.
Trump also said he's now considering taking over the Strait of Hormuz, the shipping lane virtually closed by Iran, through which 20% of the world's oil supply travels. Trump last night warning, quote, if Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States of America 20 times harder than they have been hit.
20 times harder, but guys, it's not about oil, you idiots. Listen, idiots, it's not about oil. It's about nuclear weapons, okay? We're going to hit you 20 times harder if you do anything about stopping the flow of oil. I can't believe, shit. I live in this country where so many morons live that they believe Donald Trump when he says it's not about oil, that it's about nukes. Or over in Venezuela, it's not about oil. The number one oil country in the world, it's not about oil. What's it about? Drugs. Drugs? They're not even a big drug country. It's about drugs. Okay? We just believe all this shit. We just believe this shit.
Far. Despite the conflicting messages, stocks bounced back late yesterday, and oil prices came back down from wild highs. But gas prices in the U.S. overnight still averaging $3.48 per gallon. That's 50 cents higher than a week ago.
Look at that. It only took 1 week. You know, Donald Trump did his State of the Union address and wouldn't shut the fuck up about how gas prices are so low, the lowest ever. Steve, thank you so much for putting a penny in the pot over on Venmo. Let me read your comment. You leftoids will cancel a white girl for saying the N-word 1,000 times faster than they would ever consider a vote for a third party. You're just as cancerous as MAGA. Hey, what do you mean? You think that I wouldn't vote for a third party? I'm probably going to vote third party. What do you mean? What do you mean, Steve? You leftoids will cancel a white girl for saying the N-word 1,000 times faster than they would ever consider a vote for a third party. Hey, everybody watching this channel, consider voting for a third party. Guess what? The Democrats aren't going to save you. If you think they are, you're a sucker. Unless you've got an incredible candidate, make them work for it. Make them work for your vote. Don't just do what they say. You're no better than the MAGers. That's what he says. You're just as cancerous as the MAGA. You know what, Steve? I kind of agree with you. Thank you so much, Steve. I just realized that yesterday, you sent me a link on, of course, the link that you sent, I cannot click on. Can I copy and paste it? The app won't even let me copy and paste. I've got to take a screenshot and take that link that you gave me on the other one, Steve. Thank you for helping me out. Appreciate it. Yes. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. That's true. Who is Claude? Claude is the AI created by Anthropic. Anthropic was created by people who thought, they were engineers who thought that OpenAI, headed by Sam Altman, wasn't safe enough, that he was doing naughty things with his AI, so they left and created Anthropic. They're super patriotic. They're very pro-America, but they also would not allow the American government to make mass surveillance programs with their software. So that's kind of cool, right? Something.
Putting an end to all of this threat once and for all, and the result will be lower oil prices, oil and gas prices for American families.
The French are also sending warships to the region, which could boost.
I actually have been using Claude. I think it's pretty cool. The other thing that I thought was interesting about Claude, it comes with the memory turned off. So you can tell it what to remember, and it tells you what it's remembering. Like, you just click a button, you can see everything it's remembering about you. And it's pretty sick. And every day it refreshes. So you can always alter what it remembers about you. Pretty cool, I think. I think that's a really cool function in Claude. But anyway, I don't have time to talk about all this ChatGPT Claude shit. But I think that Claude now has a reputation for being safer and a little less cooperative with the government, slightly less cooperative with the government. I mean, they're still a corporation. My first thing I did when I downloaded Claude, I asked it. I was like, so what's the deal? Fucking ChatGPT just is now working for the government and you're not. And then it even said, like, well, I am still a corporation. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but for now, I'm like, all right, well, I guess we'll just have to talk about this later, Claude. Yeah. I can't make images on the free version. Do you use it a lot, the generation? Why don't you have Adobe. Why don't you use Firefly? Firefly is better than most of them anyway. I think Firefly is way better than most of these image generators. So I think all the image generators look like shit. Plus, in Firefly, you could take a photo. I've done this a bunch of times. It used to be a thing that I did on this channel. I would have a lot of guests on the channel, and I would make them have bunny ears. I would just circle their heads, and I'll say wearing bunny ears, and they would have bunny ears. And it looked real as fuck. So I thought that was a really cool function. Or if they were holding something, I would make them hold a bunny, and they'd be holding a blue rabbit. And it worked. It worked great. So anyway, that's it. You prefer your own company. What's your own company? This all media, one media is getting really scary. I know. AI is for fascists. Yes, AI is for fascists. That's true. Generative AI is kind of for fascists. At best, AI is like a little digital assistant, but I don't like all this generation stuff. But hey, I wrote a song and it made it my theme song, so that's kind of cool, right? At least I wrote the damn song, and then I used AI to like upcycle it into a full-fledged song. But I wrote all the words and I did the melody. But anyway, thank you all for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. If you like supporting independent media and you're afraid that the world is being taken over by, the bad guys, please consider making a donation to the channel. Support independent media, the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Thanks.
Have arrived at British air bases as they wait to be potentially deployed for large-scale strikes against Iran. It comes as President Trump tells UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer that their aircraft carriers are no longer needed. Brian Yanis is live in London with the very latest. Brian, that was a very spicy tweet by the president.
A spicy tweet, and the special relationship has turned spicy in the last week. Rachel, good morning. A week after UK Prime Minister Keir
That's what I love about our president, spicy tweets.
Starmer changed his mind and allowed U.S. bombers to use UK military bases for Operation Epic Fury. American B-1B Lancers finally landed at the Air Force Base in Fairford, the UK Air Base, on Friday. And this, as the HMS Prince of Wales, one of 2 British aircraft carriers, has reportedly now been placed on advanced readiness to leave port in the next 5 days to head to the Middle East. President Trump, though, who's criticized the UK for being uncooperative and says Starmer is no Winston Churchill, said these latest moves by the UK are too little, too late.
There's no Winston Churchill. Well, this isn't World War II, asshole. You're Hitler. If Winston Churchill, for that metaphor to work, Winston Churchill would be resisting you. So if anything, Keir Starmer kind of is like Winston Churchill, except now he's doing everything you say. So there you go. Keir Starmer, not Winston Churchill, turns out.
Sent 2 aircraft carriers? Maybe, but they're not sure. I just put out a response to them. I said, we don't need them. It's not the right time. It would have been nice to have had them 2 weeks ago.
President Trump went on to say about the aircraft carriers, quote, "That's okay, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer, but we will remember. We don't need people that join wars after we've already won." Former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, who famously stood
after we've already won. Cool.
Shoulder to shoulder with the U.S. in the
There you go, guys. We already won. We already won in Iran. Hey, we won. The war's over, man. Ain't that fresh?
2003 Iraq War is also now criticizing Starmer for not being there for their biggest ally. The Daily Mail reports at a private event, Blair said, quote, "I think we should have backed America from the very beginning. If they are your ally and they are an indispensable cornerstone for your security, you had better show up." Prime Minister Starmer insists the UK will not join the U.S. in attacking Iran in Operation Epic Fury. This morning, writing an op-ed, quote, "My focus throughout has been simple, calm and level-headed leadership in the national interest. At moments like this, the country needs seriousness, not political games." Rachel, UK political opposition leaders have called Starmer slow and weak when it comes to Iran, particularly when it comes to defending British nationals and UK military bases from Iranian attacks. Rachel?
Very interesting story. Thank you so much, Brian.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian.
I mean, what is he supposed to do? You're supposed to just hop into every war with America? It's exhausting, isn't it? I mean, does England even have the stomach for it? Like, let me know, English people, do you have the stomach for another war with America in the Middle East? Is that something you want to do? I mean, it never really works out. It's not a good idea. It's not a good look. You end up losing people. You end up losing a bunch of blood and treasure for nothing, really. I mean, we're still in Iraq. We are still killing people in the Middle East. It's another forever war. Now Iran. I never really thought that we'd get this far with Iran, to be honest. But here we are, going to war with Iran. Are you going to be at war with us in Cuba, too? You want to come to Cuba? We're going to Cuba. I mean, after all, America didn't support the Falkland Islands War when England was killing people off the coast of Argentina. So, why should they give a fuck about Iran?
We don't need you. It would have been nice to have you last week, but now this week, forget it. We don't want you.
It's such a little bitch move, too, Donald Trump.
It would have been nice last week, but you waited too long. Too little, too late, England. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Little bitch. Donald Trump is always a little bitch. And I mean that with nothing to do with femininity. He's just a little pansy bitch. Donald Trump is a little diaper dementia Don. The man belongs in a memory ward. He should have no access to any missiles, no access to little girls, no access to humanity. We should lock him up in a little hole like the one they found Saddam Hussein in. That's the only way this ends with any kind of satisfaction, right? Is Donald Trump ending up in that little spider hole just like Saddam Hussein. I mean, he and Saddam Hussein have so much in common. They got the same interior designers, the same ideas about leadership, the same ideas about loyalty. I mean, if he could do the thing like when Saddam Hussein had that thing where he called names and people stood up in the party and walked out and got killed, Donald Trump would totally do that shit. If he could get away with it, he would do it. Maybe he will. Maybe it'll still happen. You never know. He might live long enough to do that. The Great Purge, the Saddam Hussein's Great Purge. What was that thing called? I forget. They had a name for it. What was Saddam Hussein's big Ba'athist purge called? What was it called? This is called Purge? Yeah, it's the Party Purge, the 1979 Ba'ath Party Purge. During a televised meeting, he accused high-ranking members of treason, leading to the execution of over 60 officials to solidify his absolute power. Saddam Hussein, it was incredible. And you can still watch it today. He if I call your name, stand up and go outside. Ahmad, da-da-da-da-da-da. And the guy stands up and walks outside and goes and gets killed. On TV. They don't show the killings. They just show him stand up and
all you rhinos, get up. You're going to go outside. You're going to go outside. We love outside, don't we, folks? It's so nice outside. Go and get a tan. You're going to get a tan. You're going to go take a shower with Arnold Palmer.
You don't doubt this kind of thing happening. I mean, seriously, would you be surprised if Donald Trump pulled that shit? Horrible footage. Yes, some of them, a couple of them. One guy stands up. He's like, why am I on that list? He's screaming. He's like, I'm not supposed to be on that list. Out you go. Out you go. Man, I watched a documentary about that shit once because, I think Donald Trump is so much like Saddam Hussein that it's scary. So, yeah. Yeah, and the objector, somebody stood up and said this ain't right. Yep. Mm-hmm. I know, it's crazy. Ooh, get a real job, bro. This is my real job. Can you believe it? I'm a full-time YouTuber now. Thank you so much for reminding me. Please, everybody, support the channel so that I can keep doing this for you, keep providing a place for independent media, because independent media is dying in America. If you care about independent media, please, if you care about interesting conversations and different points of view, please put a penny in the pot or become a channel member. Put a penny in the pot that way. Thanks so much.
Kristi Noem's marriage is under the microscope today after she was fired as Homeland Security Secretary following this disastrous appearance before Congress.
Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Noem's husband, Brian, sat right behind her as she was grilled about Lewandowski, her top aide. His face was fixed in an angry scowl. Brian Allen, a news anchor in Noem's home state of South Dakota, says the
That's her husband. No, wait, which guy is that? Is that her husband? I think that's her husband. Wait, no, that's Lewandowski... And her husband. That's her husband.
That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her husband. That's her
He's in the cuck chair. She's fucking her subordinate. This is total MAGA. These are the Christians, everybody. This is white Christian nationalism for you. This is what Christianity looks like in America.
His appearance before Congress.
Have you
Are you wearing your cross right now, Christy Noem?
had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Noam's husband, Brian, sat right behind her.
Look at him. Look at him. That is the face of a broken man. Yes, this is the cuck. How sad is that? This guy is sitting there watching his wife get asked questions in front of the universe, the known universe. Hey, are you fucking that guy Corey? Shit, bro. Are you fucking that guy Corey? And her husband's like, I mean, he's from South Dakota, man. South Dakota, they could be tough. I mean, she goes and shoots dogs. He was probably there when she shot the dog, and he stood by her during the dog shooting incident. And now he's having to stand by her while she answers questions about fucking her subordinate, Corey Lewandowski. God damn, bro.
As she was grilled about Lewandowski, her top aide, his face was fixed in an angry scowl. Brian Allen, a news anchor in Noam's home state of South Dakota, says the scandal is not going down well with her former constituents.
There's a sense of distaste among the folks in our part of the world when that specific topic comes up.
But no.
Why? South Dakota and South Dakota, Oakley Dokley and South Dakota. By the way, I make fun of South Dakota, but I love South Dakota, man. They got Mount Rushmore, which, shouldn't have been built, but now that it's there, I mean, it shouldn't have been done. They desecrated some land that belonged to somebody else, but now that it's there, it's pretty cool, right? And then they got the Crazy Horse too. They got the Crazy Horse monument that's never gonna finish, but it looks great. It's cool. They got Deadwood is there. Deadwood is cool. They've got lots of. I saw buffalo in South Dakota down there in the Black Mountain Hills. And now South Dakota lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. Yeah. One day his woman ran off with another guy, hitting young Rocky in the eye. I didn't know. She's literally Rocky Raccoon. Calls herself Lil, but everyone knows her as Christy. Everyone knows her as Christy. Man, Paul McCartney wrote a song about Rocky Raccoon, and it was her husband.
Have been married for 34 years, and every year on their anniversary, they post this wedding photo. Happy 32nd anniversary to us.
Oh my God, look at that. She looks like John Benet Ramsey. Holy shit. Look at her with her cowboy hat on. Look at this. What a cute couple. 34 years they've been married. And now she's banging Corey Lewandowski. What a good Christian woman. That's the thing, man. You get into Trump's orbit and you are corrupted. He'll take any piece of your soul that's corruptible and he'll twist it until you are just as villainous and evil as he is. And that's what's happened to her. Look how cute she was. Look how cute this girl was. That's Christy Noem, y'all. That's Christy Noem.
Love you, Brian, Christy wrote in 2024. Now the question so many are asking, can this marriage survive the crisis? The New York Post quotes one of Brian Noem's family members who says he'll stand by his wife. Brian is a Christian man, and he believes that marriage is forever. Let's talk about...
Yeah, it's forever, everybody. Don't forget, marriage is forever. Religious conservative freaks are the problem. Hey, tell it to them, man. Look... They're not actually religious. They just think they're religious. They hate Jesus. They hate the teachings of Christ. These guys aren't really Christians. You can't be Christian and MAGA at the same time. You cannot worship two Jesuses. You either got Jesus or you got Donald Trump. Sorry. And the teachings of Donald Trump are diametrically opposed to those of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ and Donald Trump are opposite sides. Donald Trump is in the Antichrist camp. Jesus Christ is in the mercy charity camp. That guy. Mercy, charity, service, compassion. That guy. Different guys. Very, very different guys.
Christy Noem getting fired.
The late-night comics had a field day with Noam's fall from grace.
Time to turn in your badge, and your cowboy hat, and your bigger cowboy hat, and your flak jacket, and your night vision goggles.
You never know with Trump. He either thinks she's bad at her job, or he wants her to be the new supreme leader of Iran. So you don't know.
Noam's replacement, Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, was as surprised as everyone
This guy's even worse somehow, but hey, you know what? He's a man.
else.
When did you find out, sir?
A little bit before you guys did. According to CNN, one reason Trump chose him was because he loves watching Mullen on TV.
You want to do it now? I'd love to do it right now. Well, stand your butt up then. You stand your butt up.
He once challenged a Teamster.
I want your butt. Put your finger up your butt. I want your butt. I want to put it in your butt. I want to put it in your butt. I'm gonna put it in your butt. These guys, man. Who the fuck? It's the Senate. It's the Senate. And these guys, stand your butt up then. That's the Teamster president, by the way. The Teamster president who he's crazy, man. He spoke at the RNC. The guy's nuts. But, you know, a Teamster president being crazy is one thing. You know, I'm against it. But, hey, Teamsters deserve better leadership. But a senator? A fucking senator? A senator from Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullins, that's his name. He's going to be the new DHS secretary. Stand your butt up. Stand your butt up. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in your butt. I want to have your butt. No, your butt first. I'm going to do it in your butt, and then you're going to do it in my butt.
Boss to a fight in the middle of a Senate hearing.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it. Is that your solution, every public? No, sit down. Sit down. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
You're a United States Senator. You're a United States Senator. Sit down. Put your butt in the chair. How about to put your butt in the chair? Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, a lovable loser. Lovable loser, Bernie Sanders. Poor Bernie Sanders thought he could take down the master's house with the master's tools. You can't tear down the master's house with the master's tools there. Bernie. Did you feel the burn? Did you feel it? It was Mark Wayne Mullins putting it in your butt. I'm going to put it in your butt. Hey, I want your butt. Your butt's better than my butt. I'm going to put it in your... Man, can you imagine if you're from Oklahoma right now? How embarrassing. Like, everyone should be embarrassed by their senators. But, like, California's not so bad. Like, we're not so bad these days. We got 2 senators. They're not so bad. You know, but this guy from Oklahoma, holy shit. Mullins offered, the other guy said, nah, just coffee. Mullins like, I want to put it in your butt. I'm going to put it in your butt. Stand your butt up. I'll put your butt up. I'm going to put your butt up. I'm going to put it in your butt. These fucking weirdos, man. God damn. I see Chips watching right now. He's probably like, why is Sky? It's okay to put it in people's butt. Why are you pejoratively speaking about butt fucking, Sky? I know I can hear it, Chip. Chip is doing his like, I want to suck your blood. I want to suck your blood. Why are you talking about butt sex in the bad way? And I'm like, dude, no, it's like I know. Did you see the thing, Chip? Did you see the thing? If you're just tuning in, we're talking about Corey Lewandowski and Kristi Noem and her husband in their love triangle, but also the love triangle between Mark Wayne Mullins, the Teamster president, and the senator from, where the fuck is he from? I don't know, Bernie Sanders. Is he from Delaware? Burlington, Vermont. He's from Vermont. He's not from Vermont. That's what always throws me, because his accent is not from Vermont. But he lives in Vermont, and he's a senator of Vermont. Yeah, Sky, all butts are the same. If gay people like butt sex, you may like it too. A sewer rat might taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know because I ain't eating the motherfucker. I don't eat the filthy motherfucker. I think that's how. A sewer rat might taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know because I don't eat the filthy motherfucker. Quentin Tarantino, what a writer. That's that Masterson guy, man. He was right there. Look at that when the terror in New York City happened.
A suspect allegedly telling police
right
he
over his
wanted
head.
a bigger body count than the Boston Marathon bombing, as 2 Pennsylvania men face federal charges tied to an ISIS-inspired terror plot right here in New York City. They're being accused of lobbing 2 homemade IED explosive devices.
Bigger than Boston. What is with these guys? Bigger than Boston? The bombs didn't go off. How is it bigger than Boston? What are you talking about? Bigger than Boston? This was not the Boston Marathon. There wasn't thousands of people around. There was like 150 people there. Bigger than Boston? What is Fox News talking about? Kennedy, what are you talking about?
Near Mayor Zohran Mamdani's home. Devices packed with nuts, bolts, screws, and a very dangerous chemical. It happened during a clash between dueling protests right outside Gracie Mansion. One of the suspects shouted Allahu Akbar, and according to court documents, one of them said they pledged allegiance to ISIS. Mayor
They pledge allegiance to ISIS. These guys seem perfectly normal.
Mamdani failing to mention ISIS earlier today, but he made sure to call out white supremacy. Watch.
This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't know these guys, the ISIS, the Allahu Akbar, all this shit, right, man? Like, I'm okay, whatever. But the truth remains that none of those people would be there if that asshole Lang guy, what's his name? Jeff Lang? What's that dude's name that's the white supremacist that always does the white supremacist marches? If the Nazis weren't marching, none of this would be happening. There wouldn't have been anybody in the street if the white supremacists just chilled. But no, the white supremacists showed up, and so everybody else showed up, and then there was a terrorist thing that almost happened. It was an almost happened situation.
I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me. Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not. Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City.
They came all the way from Pennsylvania, and they're trying to blame Zohran Mamdani. These guys came from Pennsylvania, and you're blaming Zohran Mamdani. Hey, I'm walking here. Have you seen that movie, Chip? It's the only X-rated movie to win an Oscar. Does anyone know the name of the movie? I'm walking here. I'm walking here. It's Dustin Hoffman who says the line. Do you know what movie that is? I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with Kristi Noem's favorite style of hat.
They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism.
Zohran later putting out a statement that finally acknowledged.
You would like it, Chip. It's about gay sex. You should watch it. It's the only X-rated movie to win an Oscar. And it's got a lot of gay sex in it. You would love it. It's not all about gay sex. It's got all sorts of sex. There's all sorts of different types of sex. But it won the Best Picture. It's called The Midnight Cowboy. That's right. It's called The Midnight Cowboy. Very nice. At least somebody's paying attention. Thank you, $600,000 dude. At least one guy got the reference. Thank you. I'm walking here. And it's got Angelina Jolie's dad in it. It's Dustin Hoffman and Angelina Jolie's father, whose name is John Voight. You might like it. It's a great film. You might like it. It is steamy. It's pretty steamy. I think you'd like it, actually. It's actually a really good movie. It's really good. You'll like it. Electric Cowboy. No, it's not Electric Cowboy. The Melania movie. I'm walking it. I'm walking it. Yeah. Oh, it does have good music. It's got that song. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Yeah, it does have some good music too. Man, is it black and white? No, it's not black and white. I know you are a bigot. You're a bigot, and you don't like black and white movies. But it is not in black and white. It is in Technicolor. It's a Technicolor. You'll love it.
ISIS, and it looks like the media bent over backwards to downplay the role of radical Islam. NBC's headline reads, 2 in custody after suspicious devices lit outside Gracie Mansion amid anti-Islam protest. And the New York Times first line on their story reads, at least one counter-protester threw a...
I hate how New Yorkers want us all to know. They always want to know is, what is Gracie Mansion? Like, why the fuck am I supposed to know what Gracie Mansion is? We're all supposed to just know that, right? It's just so fucked that everyone in New York knows what that is, and you're supposed to know what it is too. Gracie Mansion, if you don't know, is where like the mayor lives. It's the mansion. It's like a mayor's It's a house. It's a big house they put the mayor in, and the mayor may not actually live there, but he usually appears there. He does some business there. It's like a little White House. It's like a little miniature White House for the mayor of New York City. It's called Gracie Mansion. it's kind of like when New Yorkers, they'll put a thing in there like his honor. No, it's his honor, but it's all said one word. It's all spelled one word, and we're all just supposed to know. New Yorkers, fuck you, New York. No, I'm just joking. I love New York. It's a beautiful place. If you don't mind living with roaches and rats, it's the most beautiful city in the world.
Homemade bomb on Saturday during a
It's like Paris, except more roaches and rats.
violent clash with far-right protesters outside Gracie Mansion in Manhattan. Harold, I have some difficulty with this because it's bad enough when the mayor minimizes things when he first said that it was a display of bigotry that was met peacefully. That's what he said at first, and could barely bring himself to admit that it was terrorism. But then you have the New York Times, our own city publication, the mainstream media, carrying water for the mayor and minimizing it as well.
I always love that these guys are so into, like, don't interpret anything the president says. He's just joking about everything. He's such a clown. But if anybody else isn't like coming 100% correct with the vibes that they want to get, they like crucify him. I'm not a huge Zoran Mamdani fan, but this is a little ridiculous. Am I right? I mean, I know I make a lot of fun, but like Kennedy from MTV's VJ Kennedy. Is anyone old enough to remember the 1990s when Kennedy was cool and she was a VJ on MTV? Did anyone masturbate to Kennedy when they were in the 90s because she was the only woman VJ? I think she was the only woman VJ back then.
Is that a good strategy?
I don't know. I think that I watch Paul Morrow, and I don't mean to look at. It's hard for me to get in other people's heads.
I hate this guy.
Your take on him, Kennedy could very well be
This fucking the stupid Democrat right here. I forget his name. I didn't even bother memerizing this guy's name.
Exactly the right one. But my takeaways were a little different. I saw Paul, I think, on with you, Dana, earlier today, and he said, look, these moments, we should be thankful. And I know you are, we all are. We have the best police force in combating terrorism in the country. They spare us and save lives every single day from efforts like this. I was glad the mayor came back out to say what he said.
Come on, that guy does look like Bad Bunny, though, right? The guy in the middle, he looks just like Bad Bunny.
I was equally impressed, if not more so, with Commissioner Tisch earlier. Two, I thought the most important thing that Paul said earlier was we have to be willing to step back, and even those inspectors and those in NYPD, and figure out what we're doing well and what we're not doing well. And I say we because we, as New Yorkers, have to understand that as the nation is on higher alert, in light of what we're faced with overseas and in light of our posture overseas, we're going to have to be even better than the best that we've been. I'm so delighted also that the mayor, I give him another piece of credit. He praised those.
Oh, look at that. Bolts, and that looks super dangerous. I don't know. It didn't blow up, though, so I don't know why we're still talking about
Police
this.
officers who saved his life and perhaps saved he and his wife's life.
I mean, I remember in the 90s, this guy threw a grenade at George W. Bush, and most people don't even know what happened. Like, the grenade rolled up, and everyone just looked at it, and it didn't go off. And George W. Bush is still alive today. Now, everyone remembers the shoe thing because the shoe thing looked cool, right? George W. Bush, like, dodging the shoes. But George W. Bush was also almost killed with a grenade, and no one remembers it. No one's going to remember this shit in a week's time about these stupid bullshit fake IEDs. Whether or not they were real doesn't matter. Was it a pressure cooker? No, it wasn't even a pressure cooker. It was like a thing with a it was just a bottle. I mean, look at it. It's not a pressure cooker. It's look, that's a picture of it. It's just like a bottle with nuts and bolts and some accelerant inside of it. I don't even think it looks like some moron tried to build a bomb. Looks like a kid tried to do it. Some Pennsylvania kids. Republicans are pedophile. Epstein files prove that. That's true, but I mean, there are some Democrat pedophiles too. It just seems like rich people are pedophiles. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Rich people. Oh man, Jenny McCarthy in the 90s on Singled Out. Well, that was a crazy time. You're right. Oh, guys, forget about it. Stop it. Yes. Time to bundle yourself into a logic pretzel defending the Terrys. Guess what, though? They weren't here. They wouldn't be a problem. Oh, if they weren't here. They're American citizens, aren't they? They're American citizens, hate speaker Sargon of Akkad. What are you talking about? They're from Pennsylvania. These guys are from here. What do you mean? They're just crazies. They got tied up. I'm not defending Terrys. I'm just saying that, like, no one's going to remember this shit. And them trying to say it's bigger than Boston is a bit much, don't you think? Like, let's have some perspective. We are bombing the literal shit out of Iran right now, and they're like, this is bigger than Boston. Like, I know that everyone in America is dying for a real terrorism. We haven't had a real terrorism in a long time. How are you going to know when a real one happens? How are you even going to know? at this point? Do you think, look, let me just think. What was the operation that Kennedy had uncovered during the Cuban crisis where the Joint Chiefs of Staff were wanting to kill American citizens to incite a war with Cuba? What was that called? Operation Northwoods. That's it. In 1962, a proposal by the United States Joint Chiefs of Staff was to initiate a false flag campaign to justify a military invasion of Cuba. The plan included staging terrorist acts on U.S. soil, such as hijacking planes, blowing up U.S. ships, and orchestrating violent actions against Cuban refugees. Operation Northwoods. Look it up. What happened was Kennedy fired all those guys. He said, what the fuck? And he fired all of them. Now, do you think Donald Trump would fire those guys? If Operation Northwoods happened today, do you think Donald Trump would fire the Joint Chiefs of Staff? Or would he be like, yeah, let's do it? I mean, what do you think? So when a terrorism actually happens in the United States, because one will happen soon, how will you know that it's legit? Are you just going to believe what Donald Trump tells you? I'd love to know what you think. Steve, time to apologize to the Nazis you disparaged. The Nazis was the only one nonviolent group there. Oof, blame the victim, Sky. The Nazis were the nonviolent group? The Nazis are preaching violence, and the protesters were preaching nonviolence, and somebody from Pennsylvania came in and threw some faulty bombs, let's call them for now. How are you seeing that differently than I am? There was a pro-violence rally with about 25 Nazis. The anti-fascists showed up and counter-protest, and they outnumbered the Nazis. They should have beaten the shit out of them. It's not violence when you're killing Nazis. But then these Allahu Akbar types came and threw a fake bomb or a faulty bomb and just trying to cause trouble. There's always that. And how do you know that that was even what we know? We don't even know what's going on. All I know now is that these guys live in a $2.5 million house in Pennsylvania. That's all I know about them. That's all I know. They're from Pennsylvania, and they live in a $2.5 million home. But hey, it's still okay to punch a Nazi, okay? It's not violence when you're punching a Nazi. That's in the Bible. That's what Jesus said. Jesus said, thou shalt not kill except for Nazis. That's what he said. It's in the Bible, guys. I don't make this stuff up. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Big Brother is watching it. Very well said. Very well said.
And I only hope that this will cause him to rethink any cuts he may want to make in New York City Police Department.
Yeah, because the police did such a good job, right? Oh, yeah, don't cut the police because they were Johnny on the spot. They prevented this, right? What prevented it is that the bomb didn't go off.
We may be facing more of this.
I love these This is what I mean. These fucking tankies. This guy's the liberal voice on Fox News. Well, don't cut the police. They could have stopped this. What? They didn't stop shit. The bomb didn't go off. They didn't stop anything. Nothing was stopped. The Nazis want to protect you from the Terrys. The Terrys wanted you as body count. Square the circle for me. The Nazis are just Terrys. These are just two Terrys. You're talking about two terrorist groups. Nazis and ISIS-inspired, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Call them ISIS for all I know. ISIS and Nazis. Extremists. They're both right-wing extremists, Steve. The right-wing, ultra-conservative branch of Islam is called ISIS, I guess. Fine, call it whatever you will. But the ultra-right wing of the Muslim group of Islam, of this broad brush that we use to paint 1.5 billion people on planet Earth, 1.5 billion people are Muslim, and we paint them all with the same brush somehow. But they're not. There's a lot of nuance. There's different tribes. There's different sects. There's all the different shit. It's just like saying Christians, right? But there's some really, really right-wing conservatives in that group, And that's ISIS and those types, Taliban, those types of people. And we have the same thing in the West. We have ultra-right-wing Christian organizations called Nazis or the alt-right or all these other names we give them. Republicans, MAGA, whatever we call them. The ultra-right wing is a terrorist organization. The ultra-right wing on the other side is also a terrorist organization. Square the circle for me. What do they have in common? Now we care about nuance? No. In fact, I'm not even trying to get nuance, fly guy. What the fuck? I'm not even trying to get to... I'm saying there is a bunch of nuance. I'm acknowledging it, but saying, hey, we're not going to get so deeply into the difference between Sunni and Shia. You know, we're not going to get that deep. But there's ultra-right-wing ideologies, and they are dangerous. They're fascists. ISIS is just as fascist as MAGA. You're right. MAGA is the ISIS of America. Does it shock you that they're at odds? Benjamin Netanyahu's government of Israel is the ultra right-wing government. It's not that all Jews want to kill all the Muslims. That's not how that works. You have an ultra right-wing group. They control Israel right now. And they're at war with Hamas, an ultra right-wing group. You think all Palestinians want to go through all this shit? No. You think all Americans want to do this? No. That's why we have the show. MAGA wants to have ultra right-wing shit happen all the time, wants to kill people. AIPAC is all over the United States of America. That's true. Yeah, jihadists. That's a good way to put it. We have jihadists too. We call it, you know what jihad just means struggle. You know what else means struggle? Kampf. Mein Kampf means my jihad. That's what Mein Kampf means. My jihad. Or my struggle, or my fight, but really, Kampf and jihad, same fucking word. Two languages, same ideology. Different cultures, same ideology. Kill them all. It's always the same. Kill them all. If you hear people saying, kill them all, they're probably fascist. Doesn't matter what color they are or what religion they are. Just fascism. Old-fashioned.
Than less over the next few weeks or months.
Yes, absolutely. I'm surprised he didn't ask for more social workers to be there in order to act as his shield against these Islamists.
We saw this under Barack Obama when he would downplay radical Islamic terrorism. And then
Barack Obama too now.
Almost blame Islamophobia for justifying it. You saw Benghazi. He blamed it on some dude on YouTube. And in a way, it kind of rhetorically justifies the terrorism. Oh, come on. You're responding to some haters. That's kind of when you read between the lines. And did that work? No. For 8 years, this country was riddled with a series of...
They're just trying to make this bigger. This is just utter propaganda now. Oh, yeah, it's riddled. We're riddled with terrorism now. Really? Because we haven't had many terrorisms. But don't worry, one's coming. But again, always remember Operation Northwoods, where the United States government back in the 1960s had all sorts of plans to do terrorisms all over America in order to justify the invasions of Cuba. Do you think that you're going to know the difference between a false flag operation and the real deal? Shit, we're still arguing about 9/11. Was that real? Was that a terrorist attack? Did Osama bin Laden do that one? I wish we put him on trial. Why didn't we have a trial for Osama bin Laden? How come that didn't happen? I don't get it. I mean, we have the death penalty. Why didn't we put Osama bin Laden on trial? What were we so afraid he might say?
Let's bring in Fox News chief political analyst Britt Hume. We'll start there with Britt. Britt, good evening. Your thoughts on this news conference where the president is clearly optimistic about where the military operation is and maybe sees a light at the end of the tunnel here.
Hold on. Coming in on Venmo, one group brought a bomb to kill you. The other brought a pig to piss off the muzzies. If you can't tell the difference, then you're retarded. Well, they didn't bring a bomb. They brought a fake bomb that made look like a bomb. The bomb didn't go off, buddy. So you can get all your panties in a bunch, but it didn't go off. So if you want to say they brought, that's like saying they brought any type of weapon. You don't think those guys had weapons? And you're talking about that Lang guy, famous for doing violent shit, breaking stuff, property damage. But you're okay with that, right? You're okay with that type of shit. You're okay with that. Spreading violent ideology, spreading violent rhetoric, stochastic terrorism. Lang inspires violence. That's what he does. It's his whole shtick. That's what he does. He wants to piss off the muzzies. Well, it worked, I guess. I guess it worked. Congratulations. FAFO, am I right? FAFO. I'm just not that... Look, I'm not defending the Terrys. Lock them up. I don't give a shit. Put them on trial. Hopefully we'll get some answers out of them. Find out what the fuck the deal is. But in the meantime, it's not bigger than Boston. In the meantime, we killed 161 little girls. America did in Iran. 161 little girls were fucking bleeding themselves to death out of their ears because of us. We did that. And Fox News is trying to say that what happened in New York yesterday was bigger than Boston. And that's bullshit. It's bullshit. What else? And then they started comparing it to 9/11. Comparing it to 9/11. Barack Obama, it's his fault somehow. But thank you. I appreciate you coming in on Venmo. Thank you. If everybody else would like me to read their comment, please stick it on Venmo. Thank you so much for doing, or you can do it right here on YouTube and I'll put it on the screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I pray Trump gets captured by Iran. Do you think Iran will give Donald Trump a trial? Do you think if let's say Iran captured Donald Trump, do you think they'd give him a trial? I don't know. I brought a dildo on an American on an aircraft once. It wasn't mine. It wasn't yours, huh? It wasn't. It was a vibrator, not. We call it the vibrator. We don't call it your vibrator. We call it the vibrator, just to, you know.
Yeah, I think that's right, Brett. And I think his confidence is based obviously on what he's hearing from the commanders over there, that the mission is ahead of schedule, that they did far more in the first few days to wipe out Iran's retaliatory capacity than they expected they might be able to, and that there's not a lot left over there.
My channel is crashing. It's crashing into the World Trade Center. Is it crashing? It's crashing into the World Trade Center.
Menaces. That raises, and of course, you get to the question of oil prices, which are a tangible and widely felt consequence of this conflict that American people feel very keenly every day. And obviously, they're eager to get that under control if they can. And I think that.
Okay, Steve on the Venmo coming in. Did you not see who they targeted with that throw? If it was me and you on that street, it would be you, sir, that got the face full of nails. Well, I wouldn't be on the Nazis. Look, man. I don't care if people throw bombs at Nazis. I don't care. I don't care. Did you not see who they targeted? So, wait a second. So, Muslim Nazis threw a fake bomb at Nazis? All right. Don't care. If they blew up the Nazis, I wouldn't care. Do you understand? Understand? If they killed all the Nazis, I wouldn't care. I don't care if Nazis. I don't cry when Nazis die. You understand? Those people are Nazis. And they're not like the secret Nazis. They are just out and out self-actualized Nazis. Like, they admit to being Nazis. They have Nazi flags. They go around trying to make other people Nazis. Hardcore, straight up. Bald-faced Nazis. If you want to kill Nazis, maybe it's I just watched too much Indiana Jones as a kid. Nazis. I hate those guys. I hate those guys. I hate it. They targeted the pro-immigrant side, you absolute tool. Did they? Because I saw them throw over the over Masterson's shoulder, and so Masterson looked back. It looked like they were bombing the Nazis. What do you mean? They were targeting... Well, nobody got killed, so don't care. Are you trying to say that it was bigger than Boston? Are you agreeing with Fox News? Is that what you're saying?
the fact here is that it's not the Iranian military that's keeping the Straits of Hormuz closed. It's the worry that the ship insurers have about crossing the Straits of Hormuz and what might happen there in the midst of conflict. Once this subsides a bit, the U.S. military presumably would be able to offer escorts if needed. He doesn't seem to think, the president doesn't seem to think they might even be needed. But we're not in a situation where there's a massive oil shock worldwide. What we I think he's right to assess this as a short-term fact of life owing to the uncertainty created by the conflict. But it is something he has to deal with because this is politically, oil prices are politically exceedingly sensitive.
Well, it's untenable for the long term. He said it's going to be a short-term situation. Let's play a soundbite. This is the president on the threat and surrounding oil prices.
These only two guys left on Fox News that anybody takes seriously.
Bring an end to all of this threat once and for all, and the result will be lower oil prices, oil and gas prices for American families. We've done that. We've done it. We brought it very low. This was just an excursion into something that had to be done.
Saying it had.
I mean, it had to be done. It just had to be done because the vibe was off. It had to be done. I like now it just had to be done. Why? Why did it have to be done? It's a small price to pay for peace is what he said about the gas prices. It's a small price for you to pay for peace because peace was were we at war? We weren't at war. What do you mean? We weren't even at war.
To be done. We've watched oil prices, obviously, Britt, skyrocket, but all along the president has said that is going to be short term. He's suggesting, and there you see the average gas price that we've seen go up just in recent days. He's suggesting that this is all going to wrap up sooner rather than later.
He certainly suggested that, Brad, and he said, I believe at one point he said we can stop it now if we wanted to, but there's apparently a bit more to do over there. It's worth remembering, by the way, when we're concerned about oil prices, that the one country on earth that can least afford to have the Strait of Hormuz closed is Iran itself. 90% of Iran's oil exports, which are absolutely vital to that economy, pass through those straits. They have a pipeline that goes out to the east, but it ships only a small percentage, and so they need the Strait of Hormuz to be open themselves, and so does most of the rest of the world. I think it's reasonable to suggest that before too long. That's
Steve. I know. Look, I know you called me a tool. I'm going to forget that you called me a tool. And I know that, Shane, you like to call people the R word. All right, you like doing that, fine. Look, man, I just Googled it. Based on reports, the attempted bomb attack at Gracie Mansion targeted far-right protesters who were holding an anti-Islam demonstration outside the New York City's mayor's residence. The targeted group, the explosive devices were thrown at by two suspects into a crowd of protesters led by far-right influenced Jake. What did I call him? Jake Lang. I think I called him Jeff. Jake Lang, who was conducting a Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City rally. Yeah, Nazis killing Nazis. I don't know where the problem is with this. Nobody died, and even if they had, it would have been the Nazis who died. My grandfather killed Nazis. I don't care. And look, I'm against terrorism. I'm against taking the law into your own hands when you don't have to. But, I mean, the Allahu Akbar and the whole thing, who knows? Who knows what the hell that all is about? Hopefully we'll have a trial and we'll find out more. But I don't know why you think that he were attacking the pro-immigrant people, whatever you call them. The Masterson's crowd, Walter Masterson and them. He threw it over Walter. I just saw the video. They threw it over Walter Masterson's head at the Nazis. And then you're like, no, they were targeting the lefties. They weren't targeting the Antifa folks. The Antifa folks were there. They were not in danger. If we were both in that street, Steve, you would be the one with nails in your face, not me. Because I'd be on the Antifa side. But I can't go to protests like that. They're reporting me. I mean, they always report me. They do that all day long. They can't. These crybaby snowflake maggers, they can't help but report me. You know what's funny? I watch a ton of right-wing media. I watch all sorts of right-wing live streamers. I have reported 0 people. And yet maggers will just report. They are the biggest crybaby snowflakes in the world. Stop the Islamic takeover of New York. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. The Islamists are taking over New York City. Boo-hoo. Oh,
they're trying to bomb us. They threw bombs at us that didn't even go off. They're so violent. They're so violent. They brought a pig's head. They brought a pig's head. They killed that pig. They drew first blood, as far as I'm concerned. The Nazis drew first blood, and it's right-winger versus right-winger. Right on right crime. Totally okay with it. It's kind of like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was killed by a right-winger. Right on right crime. Hey, man. Hey, I don't think Charlie Kirk should have been shot, but I'm not going to cry about it. Same thing with this. Jake Lang, if he caught a bomb full of nails to his face, I'd be like, hey, look, I'm against that type of crime, but yeah, Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson was a right-winger. He grew up in a MAGA house. When he was 16 years old, and he was in lockdown because of COVID. He was locked in with a bunch of MAGers. Could you imagine being locked in a MAGA house and your whole family's like hardcore MAGA and going down the QAnon rabbit hole and you're locked in with them like you're Borat and you're just locked in with these guys? Oh, shit. No wonder he killed somebody. Kirk was killed by Spock, not fentanyl. No, he was killed by fentanyl. What are you talking about? I mean, could you imagine being locked up in a magger house? A house full of maggers? And you're stuck at 16 years old? Holy shit. That would make you go mental. No wonder he killed Charlie Kirk. God damn it. After COVID, we're lucky he didn't kill all of us. Yes, those damn Mexican Muslims. Yes, there you go. Those damn Mexican Muslims. Like, I don't know. Am I supposed to be sad about somebody trying to kill Jake Lang? Am I supposed to be sad about that? Like, please. Am I supposed to be sad about my grandfather killing Nazis? I'm not sad about it. I'm proud of my grandfather killing Nazis. I'm proud of it. I'm proud that my grandfather went to Europe and killed Nazis. Hate to say it. I like thinking of him as Aldo Raines, man. Now, you come into my unit, you take on a debit. That's 100 scalps taken from the heads of 100 dead Nazis. And I want my Nazi scalps. And I will have my Nazi scalps. And the Nazi will fear us. The German will know our names. My name is Aldo Raines. Come down from Mountain Jim, which means I got a little engine in me. We will be doing guerrilla Indian warfare against the Nazis behind enemy lines.
Happen.
All right, Britt, stand by.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to
Sean Hannity.
To the victor goes the spoils. That's the focus.
We're watching Fox News today, everybody. If you're just joining, it's a lot of Fox today. I got so many Fox to give. I got all the Fox to give, man. I'm watching propaganda. I'm mainlining propaganda from Fox News today, baby. I'm mainlining propaganda, baby. Because we're at war, baby. We got to find out, why are we at war? I think that if we watch Fox News hard enough, if we just let it in, just let it happen, spread your legs and let it happen from Fox News, maybe they'll tell us why we're at war in Iran.
Of tonight's angle. Exactly a week ago, my angle was titled, "We've Already Won." Indeed, just a few days into Operation Epic Fury, it was obvious that America had already destroyed the core elements of Iran.
Epic Fury! We got the Epic Furies over here. Hold on, Steve. Hold on. Steve's sending me a message on Venmo. Thank you for the Venmo. You can always do Venmo. Thank you for being here. You're like the feminist whose life was saved by a man, then sued him for intervening. In your view, the only people who want to prevent Muslim terrorist-style attacks are the enemy, and stopping them would be suicidal. Huh? No, don't give... How about this? Don't give the Muslims any ideas or reasons to attack us. How about that? Problem solved. You maybe get behind this. Maybe let me see if I can get you behind this. We pull out of the Middle East. We stop all military organizations today, all military action in the Middle East today. We just walk away right now. Doesn't matter how messy it is, we leave. No more intervention in the Middle East. How about that? Now, we pull out of Indonesia, Philippines. We pull out all of our troops. We just stop fucking with them. Completely leave. Leave them alone. All of a sudden, there's no more terrorisms. We're not fucking with them anymore. Let them do their own thing, man. What are you so afraid of? Why do you think that there's so many terrorist things happening? We don't even have that many terrorist bullshit things happening. And most of the reason that they want to kill us is because of Israel. Okay, easy solution. There's an easy solution for you. Israel, you keep fucking things up. Sorry, Israel, you're on your own. That's it. Israel, you fucked us over too much, man. We don't like your money in our politics. We don't like your bullshit where we got to be your rent-a-cop. We don't like the fact that you got nuclear weapons. We're out. Problem solved. How about this? Energy independence. That's a Carter idea. Jimmy Carter said, hey, we got to stop buying oil from these motherfuckers. Okay. Problem solved. Stop buying oil from the Middle East. Stop bombing the Middle East. Stop building military encampments in the Middle East. Stop supporting Israel. Poof. No more terrorism. But no, you think that the only way to stop terrorists is to support the Nazis? Is that your answer? You're like a feminist whose life was saved by a man, then sued him for intervening. I don't know what that fucking means, but okay. In your view, the only people who want to prevent Muslim terrorist-style attacks are the enemy, and stopping them would be suicidal. No, stop them. I just gave you a perfect way to stop them. I just stopped all of the terrorism. I just solved all your problems, Steve. There's no more terrorism if we just do what I said. Got me? Nailed it. Nailed it, buddy. Nailed it. Kirk was killed by Spock. So funny. Suicidal empathy on full display. Couldn't be more to anyone who isn't completely deranged by DEI commie termite ideology. Dude, what are you talking about? Man, Steve. Suicidal empathy? Because I don't cry when Nazis die? That's suicidal empathy? Think about what you're saying before you say it. I don't cry when Nazis die. I don't think that the answer to right-wing ideology is more right-wing ideology. Your answer is always, oh, well, they're right-wing crazies. Let's do some right-wing crazy shit over here. What? When we've proven that pluralism and working together actually keeps us from having all these horrible things happening that you're afraid of, all these things that scare you are easily preventable. Easily preventable. Very easily preventable. They are here, citizens got to deal with that reality. Okay. Make them rich. Make them have a good economy where they don't have these problems. All of a sudden, they don't have that problem anymore. They start doing American shit. It's amazing how that works. They come here, the splinter cells. You think there's all these splinter cells that are ready to attack at any moment? It's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. And when they actually do have a terrorism, when something actually happens, how will you know it's real, Steve? Do you just believe everything your government tells you? This is just you believing everything the government tells you. You think the government is telling you the truth about Islam. Even though, if you ever meet Muslims, they're never so scary like they are on TV or like Fox News describes. They're never like that. They're not all terrorists, man. They're all just like normal dudes. They drink, they smoke, they eat pork, they eat pigs. They do the same shit you do, man. Bunch of fat Muslim truck drivers, just like you. It's normal. They're just normal fucks. They just do like a little exercise every 5 times a day. Most of them don't even do that shit. They don't even roll out their fucking mat and do the little thing. They don't even do that shit. They're just like you. They're like Catholics. Yeah, I go to church every Easter and Christmas, you know. Maybe at a wedding or a funeral. They're just like you. Religious people, out of the 1.5 billion people that recognize Muslim as the one true religion, they mostly only go, they do the Ramadan thing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. They do the Ramadan thing. It ain't that hard. It's all the same, these fucking religions. You think Christians are all like Opus Dei? This is the thing. You think that all like Catholics are all like Opus Dei, where they've got like that weird garter belt that causes them pain all day, and they like go to all these crazy meetings and they plan all of these terrorist things. Do you think that they're all like that, Catholics? Because that's what you think all Muslims are like, right? Those dudes had $1 million homes. They're higher on the hog than both of us. Didn't stop them from wanting your scalp. Dude, we don't know what the deal is with them yet. They don't want my scalp. They wanted to kill Nazis. But we don't know what their deal was yet. My guess is that they're spoiled little rich fucks like those weirdos that did the thing in Boston. They're spoiled kids that played too much Call of Duty, jerked off too much, and now they're lonely and stupid, and ChatGPT told them to do it, for all we know. For all we know right now, ChatGPT told them to do it. So, look, you want to blame Muslims for this, and immigrants, of course, because that's your boogeyman. You think Muslim and immigrants are like the boogeyman who causes all your troubles, but it's probably not. It's probably just some rich assholes with rich asshole parents who didn't raise them right, and now they went and tried to kill some Nazis. And again, I can't wait for the trial. I'm very curious to find out more. I think you should slow down, take a breath. Take a breath. We don't know what these guys' deal was yet. Just because they screamed Allahu Akbar, you think that it's got to be, oh, they must be ISIS. And they said, oh, we're ISIS. I mean, come on. It's kind of like, I'm Antifa. I'm fucking ALF. I mean, I remember for a while, man, people were doing all sorts of shit. The ELF. Remember that guy who lit the Hummer dealership on fire because he wanted to help the environment? And when they asked him, why'd you do it? He said, I'm a member of the ELF, the Environmental Liberation Front. I am an eco-terrorist. And everyone's like, man, the eco-terrorists, they're all over the place. And also the ALF, they're dangerous too. They're terrorists now. It's all bullshit, man.
Nuclear and missile capability, along with the regime's leadership that had been pursuing death and destruction for decades. And today, the president, although not formally declaring victory, sure came close.
You've said the war is, quote, very complete, but your defense secretary says this is just the beginning. So which is it, and how long should Americans be?
Well, I think you could say it both. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of building a new country.
Oh, wait, we are building a new country? I thought we weren't going to build it. He said we weren't going to build a new country. What the heck? What is it?
But they have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. It's all been blown up. And they have no leadership.
Yeah, the ALF, not ALF. The ALF was determined to be a terrorist organization in 2003, partly because of everything that was going on with ISIS and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, the scariest one of all. The scariest one is Al-Qaeda, folks. It's scary. So when Al-Qaeda and all that shit was happening, they determined that the ELF and the ALF were both terrorist organizations that were very, very scary, and all the vegans in the world are terrorists now. It was a whole thing. That's why it's still a lot of people, they're like, those ALF people, those Animal Liberation Front people were so afraid. Now, of course, today the ALF is not. If you're vegan, you're no longer, if you're an animal rights activist, you're no longer considered a terrorist. But for, I think, until 2019, I think, you were considered a terrorist for being vegan and loving animals.
God. So, you could look at that statement. We could call it a tremendous success right now as we leave here. I could call it, or we could go further. And
I could call it right now.
Exactly right. And contrary to what some fear, this president is keenly attuned to what we need to do to advance our interests, to keep us safe, and, of course, going forward to prepare.
I love how this lady was so against war just like last year.
Our economy. And that does not include another drawn-out conflict in the Middle East. More than any
These people have no values. They have no scruples. They have no principles whatsoever. No principles at all. Zero principles. I hate war, and Donald Trump is not going to get us into a war. And Kamala Harris is going to start World War III. Kamala Harris is going to start World War III by bombing Iran, they went so far to say. Now they love bombing Iran.
Commander-in-Chief, since perhaps Eisenhower, President Trump is aware that Americans' tolerance and patience is not unlimited.
You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you
but
talking
soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very
to
soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, they have 2 levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But 2 levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So,
I mean, I know, even I mean, I keep up on this shit, and I don't know who the fuck. I mean, they killed so many people. We don't even know who the fuck. They killed a bunch of people. I didn't even know Khamenei had a kid. I didn't even know he had a child.
It's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
And unlike his recent predecessors, he also believes Americans should be made whole after such a conflict. So after we captured Maduro, the U.S. moved in quickly.
We want the money. Again, money.
To secure deals on gold and minerals. And China, by all accounts, all reporting, was already in the process of trying to do this for themselves. But the Trump administration cut them off at the pass.
We signed the first licenses for critical minerals to start flowing and precious minerals. On Friday, there was $100 million of gold that came from Venezuela to the United States.
This makes sense to me because it's a win-win for the U.S. and for the people of Venezuela because
Makes sense to me because we went there for the gold.
they did not have efficient mining capability. We do.
I love that shit, man. That's one of my most favorite colonial lines, man. Man, we had to go there and steal their gold. We can mine it for them. They can't mine their own gold. They're primitives. The Venezuelans, they can't mine gold. We got to do it for them. They can't drill their own oil. What are you, crazy? We can do that. America, that's the value we add. Yes, we'll kill all of you if you don't let us mine it for you. And we'll kill all of you if you don't let us drill all that oil for you. Holy shit, man. That's the same thing. I love that line so much. Thank you. Thank you, Laura Ingram. Yes, makes sense to me. They can't mine their own gold, after all. They can't do it, guys.
Why would any U.S. president let this opportunity slip through our hands?
Yes.
The answer here is Trump will not do that.
Why would you let it slip through our hands? Colonialism. Wonderful.
But the usual suspects berated then private citizen Trump, remember, when he railed against President Bush, for failing himself to take control of Iraqi oil fields after that invasion.
I have long said that we should have kept the oil in Iraq. I was saying this constantly and consistently to whoever would listen. I said, keep the oil, keep the oil, keep the oil. If they had listened to me then, we would have had the economic benefits of the oil.
Of course, Trump was right.
Keep the oil, but it's not about oil, it's about drugs. How come all this talk about oil, Donnie? It's about drugs and nukes, I thought. And peace. It's about peace, drugs, and nukes, right?
And into the vacuum, China is always happy to stop.
How do you maggers fall for this? How do you gullible maggers, you will fall for anything. You fall for this shit? Laura Ingram saying like, oh, they can't mine their own gold and we got to mine it for them? They can't drill their own oil, so we got to go in there and do it? But it's about peace, and it's not about oil or drugs. It's about drugs, not about oil or gold. It's drugs and peace and nukes. It's about that. Suckers, man. You are suckers. My God.
Step in, and they have. Today, China is the largest foreign investor and operator in Iraqi oil production, both in terms of project share and strategic involvement in developing fields. The percentage comparison, well, China to the United States is stunning. S&P Global estimates that China...
Bro, exactly. What did you say? Can't miss an opportunity for looting. Yes, we are the looters. We are the pirates of the Caribbean. That's what we're doing. God damn. You maggers are like the most gullible pieces of garbage. You're garbage aliens. You're garbage aliens who have invaded Earth and taken over all the Republicans. Those poor Republicans, they were just easily brainwashed, those poor bastards. The Republicans were stupid enough to fall for all you garbage alien maggers. U.S. can't win a war, LOL. We don't need to win a war. We don't need to win a war. We just need to go just kill all their leaders, just assassinate all of their leaders and steal their natural resources. War. This is colonialism, man. This isn't war. This is colonization. It's an invasion. We are going to other countries and robbing them of their resources. War would mean that we would get Congress together. We'd have some kind of different. We'd have a contract and a treaty and all these different things. We'd have paperwork. War produces paperwork. Even the old-fashioned wars like the Romans and shit got that. This isn't war. This is colonization. It's invasion.
Chinese companies operate 7.27% of Iraq's oil and gas development projects, the largest slice of any country besides Iraq. American companies own less than 2%. So we cannot let this same dynamic develop in Iran after the hostilities, despite China's previous investments there, of course, and continued oil dependence. Now, for this reason, President
We can't let that happen. We can't let that happen.
Trump is not going to take any
It's too much. We can't let that we can't allow them to drill their own oil and mine their own gold. We can't allow it.
options off the table. Not on troop deployments, not on Iranian oil production. Why telegraph that to our enemies? When President Trump had the chance to advance our geopolitical interests, he took that chance. And it's always a risk. He's weighing the risks. He's earned the benefit of our doubt here.
Oh, yes, the liar in chief has earned the benefit of the doubt. Yes, I know that he admitted to wanting to fuck his own sister. His daughter. Sister? Daughter. He wanted to fuck his own daughter. I know he admitted to wanting to fuck his own daughter, and he admitted to breaking into little girls' dressing rooms to look at their naked bodies, and he owned the teen pageant because he liked looking at little teenage girls' naked bodies and peeping tomming. He liked doing some peeping tomming. Yeah, I know. He said that he wouldn't go under 13 because he didn't want to be seen with a 12-year-old because 12 is gross, but 13 is okay. I know. It's gross, right? But he earned the benefit of the doubt, guys. I know he was convicted of 34 counts of felony fraud. I know, but he's got the benefit of the doubt, man. You could trust him. You could trust Donald Trump. You could trust him. He's the good guy. He's the good guy.
If there is a way to help manage and rebuild, maybe with a joint venture in place, the Iranian oil fields, without disproportionate risk to our troops and our overall geopolitical position, what's the argument against doing this? Why wouldn't it make sense? Now, obviously, whoever ends up in power would have to be a willing partner. There are a lot of ifs here, no doubt about that. But he's the president of the United States. He is supposed to be looking out for our interests. And if
he's supposed to be, but I mean, is that who you think he's looking out for?
he's not breaking any U.S. law, and he is not, he should
Seems like he is.
do this. But wait. The press and the Democrats, mostly those people, want any such plan revealed right now. Now, this notion today
Yeah, that would make sense because he's using our money to do all this.
that we can't fight anyone or eliminate any enemy unless we have a plan to fix the entire country afterward is just absurd.
Well, then you should get congressional approval. It's in the fucking Constitution there, Laura.
I mean, let alone should Trump be required to sit down with the Washington Post
Laura Ingraham thinks that the Constitution is absurd.
and outline his exact plans. Now, the upshot is this. We had the chance to take out an enemy of the United States who threatened and harassed us, threatened to destroy us and our allies in the region for decades. Trump is doing the right thing here. He saw that opportunity and he took it. So the panic pushers are, as usual, wrong here. The market recognizes today a sell-off at the open and then a gradual recovery. And now Donald Trump's going to have to manage this opportunity, ensure that there is no long-term implications, negative implications for the United States. There are going to be momentary setbacks and obviously some tragic human losses. But will our country, be in a stronger geopolitical position, probably economic position? Are we in a better position now than?
No, because you're going to give all the money to oligarchs. It's not like we don't get fucking anything. We pay. Oligarchs get rich. Are you fucking stupid? Are you so stupid to believe that your money is going to be used in the Middle East and you're somehow going to have some kind of return on that investment? Is that what you think? Chevron will make money. You will make nothing. You will make nothing. You'll pay at the pump. You'll pay in your income tax. You're paying your goddamn sales tax. You're paying you're getting fucking filled out like an application. So many dicks in every hole you got. Charlie Kirk's taking 3 dicks. He's got 3 dicks and he's got 3 holes. You got all these holes getting filled out, and you think you're going to get the payoff in the end? You think what, they're going to send you a check? Because you send your blood and treasure over there? You send your kids over there to Iran to die? You think we're going to make out like we did in Iraq? We got all sorts of real great benefits from that one, right? This war will be totally different. Or like Venezuela, yeah, we're making all sorts of money off of Venezuela, right? You've made a bunch, right? Your grocery prices went down. Something go down for you? Something really good happened for you after Afghanistan? Which war did you really make out? We paid for it every time. We pay for it with our kids. We pay for it with sometimes your own life. You pay for it with your money. You pay for it with your inconvenience, your fear, your stress. Just becoming a target. So now we're a target for more terrorist attacks. Somehow you're going to make out? You don't make shit. You're the sucker. You're the rube. You're the mark. They fleece you. They take your money. They kill people. They perpetrate horrible crimes. And then they keep that money. They're at the casino playing with your money.
We were 2 weeks ago? I would say absolutely that's the case. Because there's zero reason to believe that Donald Trump is going to get us mired in a never-ending pointless conflict. If you watch the angle...
There's zero reason to believe that a president would do that. Donald Trump is a president.
7 days ago, you'd know all this. Ditto if you watch Senator Kennedy's interview with Sean Hannity.
We've already won. We will eventually leave Iran after having destroyed their renewed efforts to develop...
Eventually we're going to leave Iran because it's all about nuclear weapons.
...develop a nuclear weapon after having destroyed their missile arsenal, after having destroyed their missile...
That's a pretty accurate missile. It's almost like if you wanted to hit a little girls' school filled with little girls that you would have to do so intentionally.
...launches after having destroyed their navy, and the good people of Persia will now have an opportunity to pick their own leadership.
Persia, the good people of Persia are going to have a lot of Persians going to be okay, going to pick their own leadership. How are they going to do that? How are they going to do that? Pick their own leadership. How's that going to happen? Well, I don't know, but it's going to happen. It's magic. It's just going to happen. We're going to let them have, we're going to give guns to the people. That's what we're going to do. You know that's what's actually happening, right? We're going to give guns to the people that we think are our friends today so that they can kill us tomorrow. That's what always happens. Dang, dang, no. What are we going to do? $3.99 is cheap. $4.19 in many places. $3.99 is the national average right now, Co-Sider. The national average is $3.99. And you cheerlead them while they do it. Indeed. Indeed. Peace and pleasure if Harris was president. I mean, if Harris was president, I don't know if we'd have peace and pleasure, but I guarantee you, it'd be way more chill. We'd be way more chill right now. We'd be at what's that thing? We'd be at brunch right now. I mean, I hate Kamala Harris, but she makes Donald Trump makes Kamala Harris look like Abraham Lincoln. Shit. Donald Trump makes Kamala Harris look like that president in what's that president Jack Ryan? Looks like President Jack Ryan. And she's not she's not in the Epstein files. I mean, there you go. Maybe if Kamala Harris were president today, at least we wouldn't have a chomocracy. That'd be nice. At least we would not have a chomocracy.
Sam and Lauren, we're learning new information about this alleged suspect. She may have been a deranged fan. Right now, it's sort of a chaotic scene because it's a one-way street where Rihanna lives. Right now, police have asked us to move, and they have shut.
If you like to have independent news and culture commentator, free speech, and critical thinking advocacy, please consider donating on Venmo. Support the channel. Do what you got to do. You know, it's important to support it's important to support different voices on the YouTubes. Please support the channel so that I can continue to do this and continue to offer some kind of service to this community. Please, all you got to do is make a screenshot right now, or snap a photo if you're watching on TV, and make a quick donation on Venmo, and I'll read your shit I'll read it. I've got my Venmo open right now, and I'll read it, and I won't even say your name. I won't say your last name. Just let me know.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy.
a rebel. And if you're not already a channel member, become a channel member. I do all sorts of exclusive streams and everything else for channel members. Oh, Navia! Thank you so much. Navia, that's the best way to support the channel. Because sometimes people get gifted memberships and they stay members because our community is pretty awesome. We do an extra stream after this every day. It's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Support the channel because otherwise we're not going to be able to continue. All of your media will be owned by CBS and Disney and maybe AT&T. I'm not really sure who's going to own it. Netflix, CBS, and Disney will own everything. Congratulations. Anyway, Rihanna's home got shot, and I think it's crazy they caught the lady
down the road so they can
This is so Los Angeles. She was home too. Rihanna was home. We reported on it yesterday. Can you believe it?
do additional analysis. Now, there's a Facebook page matching the suspect's description with bizarre posts about not just Rihanna, but also singer Cardi B. Take a look above. Sky 5 is overhead where the Grammy winner's mansion is. It's been quiet all morning until about the last hour, where we've seen members of her team coming and going from her home, even loading up a van full of suitcases and a bassinet, perhaps the family officially leaving for now. This all happened around 1:15 yesterday. Police responding quickly to this upscale neighborhood where the singer and businesswoman lives with her partner, A$AP Rocky, and their 3 children.
Look at all those bullet holes. God damn.
On one side of the gate inside, you can see those bullet holes, but on the outside...
That's who shot at her? Look at that's who shot at her. She took a selfie right before she went and shot up Rihanna. Why did she do it, though? Why?
They did cover it up with a piece of sheet. If you look here, this is the alleged... but first, this is the alleged suspect, according to TMZ, identified as 35-year-old Ivana Lisette Ortiz, who fired those shots toward the star's home and then took off. And again, multiple Facebook posts saying derogatory things, not just about Rihanna, but also Kim Kardashian. Ortiz allegedly fired multiple shots into the fence in front of the home, and you can see those bullet holes right there covered with the sheet. Then again, multiple people coming and going from the home this afternoon. According to the LA Times, a bullet may have hit the mansion and that Rihanna was home at the time, although it's not clear if anyone else was. Here is the 911 call that came in around 1:15 yesterday.
Close vehicles, a white Tesla, if you westbound on Coldwater. Suspect vehicle to 20.
So California, a Tesla, of course, it's a Tesla. Tesla drivers, man, can't trust those Teslers. I love it. It's all computer. I love Tesla. Who did Rihanna piss off? I don't know exactly who this Ortiz lady is, but man, it reminds me so much of John Lennon getting shot. Like John Lennon, America, we don't like pop stars. We don't like people. America has no value for life. Like we kill people constantly. Like we just kill whole schools filled with children. But right here at home, like if you get too hoity-toity, we might just kill you out here in America. It's rough, dude. Look what happened to John Lennon. America killed John Lennon. Look what America did to Britney Spears. You know, this cute little girl. Hit me, baby, one more time. You know, we built her up. We tore her down. That's what America does. We build up these people and we tear them straight down. It's pretty tragic. But it's how we do it, man. It's crazy.
23 to 2024 Tesla 4-door with paper license plate.
According to dispatch audio, the suspect left the home in that Tesla, but she was located and arrested. The LAPD saying a weapon was found, but why she may have opened fire, that remains a mystery because all the stars and celebrities in this popular tourist area, and you can see the...
You don't care about celebrities? I mean, Holden Caulfield, I like it. I'm not going to lie, I don't give a shit about celebrities. It's not about celebrities, really. Like, I mean, I don't really care about celebrities either, but... I don't know, man. The idea that, you know, she's from Barbados, she's a singer, she did music with Paul McCartney and Kanye West. Paul McCartney, Kanye West, and Rihanna did a song together. So crazy, right? But then this Tesla driver, all computer, shot at her house with an AK or an AR-15 or something. That's crazy, man.
We saw tourist bus coming and going early
Like, I don't know. It just seems so America to me.
this morning, and we spoke to one of those drivers.
Look at all the people that show up. Look at all the people that show up for Rihanna.
In the past that she had some issues here at her other home, and we were very sad to hear about what happened, but I'm also a little bit disappointed that her security didn't shoot back at that person, and we just wish for her safety, and we just wish that these people would respect the celebrities, and we're praying for her peace.
That's America. I'm just upset that the security didn't shoot back. Oh, that's what you're upset about? That they didn't kill the girl? I mean, for all we know, who knows what was going on with this lady? Weird. That's America for you. The only thing I'm upset about is that no one got killed yesterday. Okay. America.
The war in the
Operation
Middle East threatening to spill well beyond the region.
Epic
Iran
Fury.
is reportedly trying to activate sleeper cells abroad.
Steve Harrogate is live at the border between Iran and Armenia as Iranians look to flee the chaos. Hi, Steve.
Fox News.
Morning. The U.S. reporting encrypted messages coming out of Iran in the wake of the death of the supreme leader.
Do you believe them? Do you believe the United States that encrypted messages are coming? Encrypted messages on the subspace relay.
On February 28th, these encrypted messages, perhaps radio messages, signals ABC News is reporting that an alert has gone out to law enforcement warning about the possibility of sleeper cell attacks in the U.S. President Trump addressed the risk of a sleeper cell attack.
Activated any sleeper cells inside the U.S.
They've been trying for a long time. We've been very much on top of it. We're watching every single one of them. Yeah, we know a lot about them. The biggest problem we have
We know everything.
is the Democrat shutdown. We
Claude, it's a Democrats, Biden.
know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us to do what we have to do.
Oh. Well, then maybe you should stop trying to commit voter fraud. Maybe you should stop trying to fix the midterms, asshole. Why can't these fucking Republicans just run on their Oh, they don't have any policies. So you have an unpopular president in an unpopular war with no policies, no plans, no concepts of plans, and you know you can't win the midterm election, so you're going to fix the election, but because there are Republicans actually standing in your way and not wanting to have a goddamn election rigging, you are what? Just going to have a shutdown? Okay.
Along the border between Armenia and Iran, just a trickle of Iranians coming out, many describing scenes of total destruction and terror that they left behind.
Of course, we've seen explosions very often, from 3 a.m. till 7 or
Yeah, voter fraud. What do you call it when the richest man who ever lived pays people to vote for Donald Trump? What do you call that? What do you call it when the richest person who ever lived on planet Earth pays people to vote for Donald Trump? What would you call that? So, sure hope the government didn't accidentally let millions and millions of those people who may be sympathetic to the anti-American ideologies in here. Dude, what is it with you and these boogeymen? You are obsessed with immigrants, man. It is. Bro, Steve. A sane person would ask, how come so many people... How come so many people are sympathetic to anti-American ideologies? What is anti-American ideologies? What does that mean? What is an anti-American ideology? Can somebody answer what an anti-American ideology is? This just in. Anti-American ideology means please stop bombing us. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Paying a voter to vote is voter fraud. Yes, exactly. At the very least, it's electioneering. Also a crime, also against the law. Yes, indeed. Yes. I'd rather be a part of a sleeper cell right now and not at work. I'd rather be asleep right now. Man. Oh, wait. They did exactly that. Darn. I've got a plan, though. Let's call everyone who complains a Nazi. Dude, no. People who don't think like 2 steps. People who scapegoat immigrants are probably, you might be. I'm not saying that everyone who scapegoats immigrants are Nazis, but if you are scapegoating immigrants or any politically vulnerable people, instead of blaming the rich for doing what they're doing to this country, if you're blaming the poor, the trans, the immigrant, you might be a Nazi. Maybe. We gotta look. We gotta look at you. We gotta give you all the old smell test. Smells like you want to build concentration camps. You might be a Nazi. Smells like you want to worship the idea of law and order without actually having any kind of accountability or law or order. You might be a Nazi. You might be a fascist. Just saying. You smell like you're worshiping just in a cult of personality without having any kind of plans, policies, or any ideas. Might be a Nazi. That kind of thing.
8 a.m., then nothing until midday. In the afternoon, the very heavy bombings resumed. There are 50 to 60 bombings daily. It's very scary. It's unimaginable for the people with children.
Hard to imagine being a family and hearing 50 to 60 bombings a day. Tehran is about 450 miles from where I'm standing here in Armenia.
It is hard to believe that families are being bombed by America, but we don't care about that. We hate Americans. We hate families. We hate families. We hate children. We hate them all. Yeah. Got an idea? Don't let them in. There you go, man. You're obsessed. You're obsessed. Yeah, Zuckerberg paid off voters. It's crazy. We allow it to happen, don't we?
Iranian capital has seen better days after being shrouded in a cloud of thick, toxic smoke Saturday when 30 Iranian fuel depots were hit by the Israelis. It looked like the sky was on fire.
It's an absolute
Does this guy sound like he's coming right now?
apocalyptic scene here. We've just made it to the Shahran
The sky was on fire. Oh, God.
oil depot, which was attacked last
Jesse Waters, of course.
night in a massive wave of airstrikes. We heard those going on for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, with massive thuds and then explosions that we could hear. And you can see that thick black smoke through the entire city, across all of Tehran. It's been raining this morning in Tehran. There was oil mixed into the rain, so this is definitely a massive incident that is still going on.
We've been at war for a little over a week, and Operation Epic Fury is taking a major toll on the enemy. Iranian missile and drone launches are down around 90%. In the beginning of the war, the regime was firing off well over 100 drones a day at their neighbor. Now, just 18 drones. And we're hitting their drone manufacturing hubs. Plus, their navy's almost non-existent. 51 Iranian ships are at the bottom of the Gulf.
In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, what quality of ship? Excellent, sir. Top of the line. I said, why did we just capture the ship? We could have used it. Why did we sink them? They said, it's more fun to sink them. And he said, that's a...
It's more fun to sink them than steal their boats. It's more fun to sink them than steal them. Oh, God. Pirate jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
They like sinking them better. They say it's safer to sink them.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth.
Yarg, you landlubber, yarg, you like sinking, shiver me timbers, yarg.
It could get so much worse.
What was the Iranian Navy is largely no more. There'll be more boats to be sunk, for sure. So their ability to project any power in that area in a naval sense is diminishing. Diminishing and will be increasingly diminished. Again, what I want your viewers to understand is this is only just the beginning.
The mullahs are battered and scattered, and there's mass confusion in the ranks. Deputy commanders are fighting without receiving any orders and without any intelligence or radar. Some officers are abandoning their posts. Others are promising to fight to the very end. But Trump says the goal is unconditional surrender, and this is what it'll look like.
Is where they cry uncle, or when they can't fight any longer, there's nobody around to cry uncle.
The mother of all bombers hasn't even joined the fight. The Bone Bomber, a B-50.
Cry uncle. There you go. Cry uncle, everybody. We're going to send the Bone Bomber. This is so sad, right? Cry uncle. Unconditional surrender. You know what unconditional surrender means? It means that we could do whatever we want. We can come in and rape your women and children. Totally. Unconditional surrender? That's not a thing anymore, guys. There's no such thing as unconditional surrender. They just want to annihilate the country. They want to kill all the children. The first day, they killed 161 little girls. How many kids do you think are dead today, now that we're a week into this war? How many children do you think will die? How many children do you think will die in Iran? How many children, let me make it more clear, put a finer point on it. How many children will America murder in Iran? How many do you think? Thanks for joining, everybody. Sky, is there evidence that Iran was burning people alive or skinning people alive? I have not seen any of that evidence. Have you? Have you seen any of that evidence? Skinning people alive. The only people I know that are burning people alive are America. That's what we do, man. We incinerate people. The only country in the world that ever dropped a nuclear weapon was the United States of America. And yet we're so worried about Iran having a nuke. And yet we're not talking about nukes anymore, are we? Now we're talking about unconditional surrender and gold and oil and stealing ships. Isn't that odd? You don't think that's odd? They pivoted really quickly, didn't they? Trump people are losers. I mean, Trump people are the biggest fucking loser rubes that in the world's ever known. Yep. I mean, Trump people are just maggers, you know, typical maggers. They just like licking boots, sucking ass, you know, that's all they do. do what they're told. They're NPCs that like to do what the corporations tell them to do. Their favorite person on earth is their boss. Their favorite politician's the president. That's how they are. They trust the government and they'll do whatever they're told. They're NPCs. They've been programmed and they'll continue to do their programming. It's no different than the banality of evil we saw in Nazi Germany. It's the same thing. I mean, they don't feel like they're bad people because they're just, collecting the shoes or collecting the shirts and the glasses as they put people into the gas chambers. They're not actually doing it. They're not actually doing anything. They're just the guys that count the lice on the people's heads. They just count the lice. They're not actually doing the killing. They just take the minutes. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much for being here. I hope that you keep on going strong. Maggots are the only people who have TDS. That's right. They're deranged about Donald Trump. It's really fucking insane at this point. It is. It's shocking. It's funny. There's this scene in Nuremberg where Rami Malek asks Hermann Göring, played by Russell Crowe, and he's like, I don't get it. Like this Austrian painter, this funny looking guy with like a blustering attitude who lies and talks all this bullshit. Like, why? Why were you guys so into this guy? And he's like, he made us feel German again. Made us feel German again. He started telling us Germany first. Deutschland über alles. Germany first, Germany first, Germany first. How is this different? Germany first. It's the immigrants' faults. It's the Jews' faults that we lost World War I. It's the immigrants' faults. It's the disabled people's faults. It's the artists' faults and the professors' faults. It's all the arts. It's the gays' faults. It's all their fault. Same playbook, indeed. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful day. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, The Morning Sky. We're going to do a short afterglow right now. We did a couple long streams this week. I wanted to see if long streams help the channel. I like doing the private streams more because I think we are able to, let our hair down a little bit. I'm going to check Venmo one more time. No new Venmo messages. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you very, very much. And I'll see you on the other side. See you tomorrow. Love this man. Become a channel member. Please become a channel member. Salem Faith. Salem Fadi. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Godspeed, rebels.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.